Hello, Chad, and welcome to the brand new. Well, we call it brand new. It's still me and the boys and Mina, but it is can you improve the Roomba thought in the new Poooter? So for those who are wondering what's going on and why, things are a little different and a little more stable, in March, I started a job. I had a job working for Jisk. Sadly, I'm unemployed. I got fired and started May, but I accumulated enough money to get myself a new computer. And, with it, and now a much more stable connection to my internet. I don't know what happened. Maybe it just needed some time. I can stream more professionally, I guess. By June, July, probably June, I will get myself a webcam and probably also start using actual VTuber. I am very glad that I've had this PNG tuber for a few months. It's great. I'll probably still use it with a redeem, to the 3D. I just got that 2D is better than 3D. Anyway, let's say hello to the boys. As you can see today, we are going to be I'm going to say hello.
Hello.
It has been
Hello.
hello. Also, as you can see, it's not Gran Turismo on the screen, chat.
Oh no!
Let's fucking go.
No, it's more of a
Palworld.
yeah, it's Palworld. So today, while we talk about things, I'm going to be note hunting. So yeah, how's your week been going, boys and girls?
Been pretty good, all things considered.
I guess the same. My week's been doing fine.
This week at school.
Ignoring the Thursday, because I had to deal with some unpleasant weather.
Bad weather, go brr.
What is weather? As a Californian, I do not know what this means.
As someone who's further south California, no fucking clue.
Actually, that's a question, Mina. Which one of us do you think has less weather?
You just have cloudy all the time. I have heat waves and wind.
Look, in this part of California, we have two seasons: dry and fire.
Well then.
Most of the fires that have started in California, at least the ones in my memory, have started in my region, especially like the Malibu area, because that place is dry as fuck.
Yeah, because California doesn't get fucking rain.
We don't get fucking rain, and most of the water that's there is from the rich people, and they all have like acres of land between them.
Yup.
So it's not like the Park Service can take over and take care of it when it needs to.
Yeah. Yeah. No, up
property
here there was
now.
a lot of stuff, and they fucking sued the power company into the ground over it. Because a lot of their infrastructure sparked it.
Huh?
Mm-hmm.
Because they weren't maintaining their infrastructure.
Oh.
Dude, some Europeans are so fucking mean about it too. My mom, she works for a rich Greek guy, right? Oil money.
Whose fault do you think it is, asshole?
No. Listen. He's kind. He's really nice to my mom. It's really strange when he calls her and my dad work together at this house. It's really strange to me when he calls them mama and papa.
That's funny. Also very cute.
Yeah, but he gives them their bonuses. It's the people he travels with. His girlfriend is kind of like, oh, it's the help, who cares, right? But that's to be expected. It's the housekeeper that he travels with. It's and the chef, and some of his assistant managers, and they're just kind of rude. Like they were saying, oh, you Americans always love your AC so much. You constantly have that thing on, right? First of all, California is a fucking desert. I don't know if you know that.
A lot of it
California
is.
is literally a desert. We converted it into something that it's not.
Second of all, AC rules.
Yeah.
AC is
Second of
very
all,
big.
we're a bit farther south than you.
Yeah, we're literally much more south. third of all, my parents explained to me, but they're trying to explain it to them, that if they did not have the AC running, the house would go up in flames because the electrical room would overheat.
Oh.
It is literally their job to have that on, even on the weekends when they're not there. Not for their comfort, but so that there is still a house to visit.
Sounds like really shitty wiring.
They have like a whole server room practically.
Oh, okay. If it's a server room, that's understandable. The server stuff needs lots of HVAC.
Yeah, so there's a bunch of server rooms because their security system, they have an electric system, dude.
In theory, they could just like
Everything
have
is
an
run by
AC for
computer.
just that room.
They could, but to save costs, the architect said just AC the whole house.
Right. Anyway.
Indeed.
Anyway, we have chat to put in perspective because it's been a while. We have
My
written out a
bad.
list of things to try and stay on topic. And we're gonna start off with the bingo cards from the start of the year.
I assume you've been keeping track of it?
I've been partially keeping track of it on time. So let's go through this like one at a time for the main bingo card.
Is there any way we can get the bingo card on screen?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Give me a second. I just need to be somewhere that I'm not gonna get fucking shot down on sight. Can you send me the image? Anyone tell me where it is again?
We were talking about this
somewhere-
yesterday.
I'm gonna. No, hold on. I'm going to send the current. The I've just sent images. The main bingo card. I'm gonna send the gaming bingo card as well.
Also,
That
Leap,
is
thank you for
the-
your Prime.
Gotta give you them Bezos bucks.
Again, you
Finally
guys don't need to do it, but thank you very much.
I mean, you help
Look,
me.
I noticed Twitch let me sub with Prime again. I have to use it, okay? Alright, there's the gaming bingo as well. These
we'll start
are-
with the normal one.
Yeah, we'll start with the normal one. These are both up to date as of the last time we reviewed the bingo, which was a few months ago. So, we're gonna go through this.
Let's start with the normal one, then I'll move
let's
it
start
to
with the normal one.
the gaming one.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Darkwool TV, for the 2,000 mop-up coins for the Moemon Gumba Stream Challenge.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I was just like, I feel like I mean, if we get it before Tuesday, I'll do it on Tuesday. But I was thinking, I don't know if he'll reach it. I think it's like 10K.
Have another 2,000.
Oh, well. Okay.
So, I don't think, at least in the U.S., I don't think there's been a major oil spill so far this year. Google major oil spill 2024.
I stole a man's pal.
There was a decent-sized one earlier in the year in the Caribbean, but that was from a single ship, so I don't know if that counts as major.
Yeah, it has to be from like specifically from the drilling.
That said, it was declared a national emergency by the country of Trinidad and Tobago. So.
The what now?
We'll cross it off.
What was the most? Oh, actually, here's one. According to this, list of oil spills, Wikipedia.
Ah. Isn't that handy?
Okay. Okay, yeah. The only one listed on the Wikipedia page for this year is the capsizing of a barge near that one Caribbean island. Yeah, no, that doesn't count. It's only like 5,000 tons. I mean, that's a
It's
lot
like
of oil, but like,
It didn't national news either. International news.
yeah, for comparison, the last truly major one I think would be the 2022 Keystone Pipeline, which spilled 18,500 tons.
Ah, that makes more sense.
Yeah. So that doesn't count. All right. So the major oil spill,
You don't
no.
see campaigns to buy Dawn dish soap to help save the ducks. It's not big enough.
What?
So whenever there's an oil spill, right?
Yeah.
There's always a lot of conservationists that are concerned, right? Because oil can clog up the gills of fish, for example.
Yeah.
Oil makes it so that ducks don't have their natural oils on their feathers and they sink instead of float.
Oh. Okay, makes sense.
It does the same for otters. So they found that Dawn dish soap is gentle enough and strong enough to get rid of that oil without hurting the animal. Not the fish, the fish are kind of fucked. But
Yeah.
the ducks and other animals that get covered in oil and no longer can float, like other marine birds, are able to be washed off with Dawn dish soap. So if there's no mass campaign for Dawn dish soap, it's not a big enough oil spill.
Yep. Alright, so the next one on the list is New War in Asia, which hasn't happened. There was a lot of worry that it might have because the Middle East, but nothing news kicked off this year. Iran and Israel had their whole are they not gonna thing earlier, but they've chosen they're not gonna. So close, but not quite.
Better that they don't than they do.
Yeah.
It's like a romance novel that sucks.
What?
It's like a shitty romance novel. Will they, won't they?
Okay then. I guess that makes sense.
If you've never read a slow burn fanfic before, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm trying to see. Alright.
Ooh, egg.
No, that's the wrong year.
Is it a he or a she?
I'm trying to see if there's any billionaires who actually died for the next one.
There's only like a couple of billionaires, right?
I mean, there's a decent number.
Do we count the Queen?
That wasn't this year.
Oh, last year.
Right. Man, everything blends together. Also, with the way Charles is going, we might. But do we count the royal family?
Do we?
Maybe. I found an article talking about it from April 2nd. However, it's talking about over the course of the entirety last year. And it mentions 32 billionaires died over the past year. However, it doesn't say when.
I'm gonna look up celebrity deaths of people who died this year.
Alright. New One America stays half cut. Alright, here is one though that's something we'll come back to later. World leader assassinated. I think that one only gets half points. Because there was an attempt, but the guy, at least as of time of recording, as far as I'm aware, is still alive. And is expected to survive.
We'll keep that in mind for later on the year.
So should we do a half check or?
No.
For which one?
The assassination of a world leader.
Yeah, it's a half check because it was at least an attempt.
Where's this big dinosaur? I didn't know it was missing one. Bless you.
Thank you.
Where's the dino? Oh, dino's up.
Yeah, no. According to Wikipedia, the last assassination of a head of state was in 2021.
Which was?
Well, there's actually two in 21. There was the president of Haiti and the president of Chad.
I guess it was available.
And also, for context, the list for Wikipedia goes all the way back to 2270 BC.
Makes sense to me.
Anyway, so yeah, we'll give world leader assassinated a half check. There was an attempt. All right. Orange Man is not yet gone to jail or the Oval Office.
This motherfucker needs to be sanctioned already because he can't just shut his fucking mouth.
We'll come back to him in his section, but he has been officially threatened with it over contempt of court, but
he hasn't.
He hasn't gone yet, so that can't be counted. New species was already checked. I haven't heard anything about some regional demon legends this year. Have any of you heard something about any regional demon legends?
No.
That's what?
That's like the likes of like a couple years ago. There was like the rock in Japan that split open that was said to like contain like the spirit of some demon or whatever.
Oh, that's right.
Stuff like that.
I'm trying to think. Because there's been so much. I already didn't remember what anything was happening.
Google. Well, the first results for Demon Legend 2024 are all about a game on Steam.
That's funny.
Demon Legend furry codes.
Okay then.
I'm closing that tab. Moving on. As far as I'm aware, Europeans, there's not been a new dictatorship springing up in Europe.
No? God, I hope not.
The Sun has done a funny, though.
It did do a funny.
Which we will come back to later in this podcast. If I was informed, a new Nintendo console has been announced.
Yes.
Yes.
It's being announced for next year.
Alright. I haven't seen anything about a new TF2 killer game. Ireland is still not reunified. Pandemic 2.
Electric Boogaloo is a no-go.
I don't think that's no.
For sure there's no pandemic.
Not that I've heard of, anyway.
Exactly, same here.
Oh, wait, there was a billionaire death?
There was?
Who?
Billionaire Arthur Irving, who grew his family's oil business and was one of Canada's richest men, died at 93, 6 days ago.
Oh, well, that was convenient.
He was estimated of about $6.4 billion.
Right,
Or
so
billion US dollars.
Billionaire dies. Crossed off.
Well, that's a quinky vinky.
Well,
What do you mean winky dink? We knew this happens often enough we had to cross it out.
Damn it, like, it happened 6 days ago.
I tried to go to just see if Wikipedia had anything to help. No, Wikipedia only has lists for the United States. It's specifically not the United States.
There's also Fielmann, billionaire behind German eyewear empire, dies at 84. Gunther Fielmann changed the way Germans shop for glasses, and it's a company started with his son Mark in 2019. He passed away at 84 back in January. He opened up Fielmann Eyewear. Fielmann Group. So yeah,
Oh,
billionaires have died.
no. We get to cross bastion. I found one in Mexico.
Which one?
Uh,
Because like I remember in 2020 we found the green mask, which was like, ah shit. This is either gonna be really funny with the mask or really funny with JoJo. Either way, it's not good.
yeah. So yeah, there was apparently one in the township on the outskirts of Mexico City. So that one gets to get crossed off the list.
What
Well,
was
it's
the
good that we're checking on it.
Alright. I don't think there's not been a new war in Africa. I don't think there's been a coup
Oh, actually, in Africa, I believe they recently ceased-fired a war.
Oh.
That's a negative check. We don't have a negative check for that. I don't think there's been a coup in the New World this year.
The New World is America, right?
The Americas, yeah.
Okay.
There hasn't been a big
Americas.
sad 2. I don't think we have any major AI stuff. That's like truly counting for that. The AI art stuff doesn't count. I'm sorry.
We've just had a law against AI. Like Oklahoma released a law saying, yeah, no, you cannot make revenge porn using AI.
I
Huh?
don't think you're allowed to make revenge porn anyway, but
You're not allowed to make revenge porn, but just because your argument is, oh, well, she's not actually in the photo, this is AI, it's still meant to look like them, so you're not allowed to use it.
Twitter hasn't finally died. I don't think there's been another coup in the old world anywhere. Not that I'm aware of.
Roxy screaming, I gotta go feed her.
Dog hungry.
There was an attempted one in Congo, apparently.
Oh?
Uh,
Wahaba.
There's an attempted one that in Congo that didn't work because the Congolese army stopped it. Circa 6 hours ago. Okay.
Well, that's
Convenient.
what we're saying coincidental.
What a coincidence.
No, that's a fandom page. That's not real. I almost got excited there.
With what?
It's talking about a Russian one. Like, oh wait, what's this? Oh nope, that's on fandom. No. It's talking about one from last year. Oh, something about Manila. Malian? Mali. Nope, that's previous. Well, there was an attempted one, so we can give it a half check. Twitter's still dead. Twitter's still not dead. I don't think there's been a major corporate bailout or collapse. Actually, no. Yes, there has. Because from China.
Oh.
You've returned.
Welcome back.
Okay. So what? what
We determined that coup in the old world gets a half check because there was one in the DRC like yesterday, an attempted one.
In
It failed.
DRC?
The
The
Democratic
Democratic
Republic of Congo.
Okay.
Why do I know that?
Because you guys were just talking about it?
Concerning, I think.
No, but it's Congo. No, DRC, the Democratic Republic of the Congo.
Because that's its full name.
First, I would know about the name stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, one of China's largest property developers has collapsed, so we can cross off major corporate collapse.
Yippee!
And there's not been a new war in Europe this year, so that one remains unchecked.
It may
So-
start up again since we had that an assassination attempt, but that has yet to be determined.
So, for this one at least, we don't have any bingos. We do have some that are close.
We just
got-
need the Big Sad 2.0, which I kind of hope doesn't happen, and
What's
Major
the Big
oil-
Sass 2.0?
Like
the Great Depression.
global economy collapse. We've got there's a 2 with major oil spill, Big Sad 2.0. We've got a 2 with a major oil spill, new war in Asia, though that's got some half checks. Got major oil spill and the Orange Man in jail or Oval Office, which also has 1 half check. Then we have Twitter finally dies in a new war in Europe. As well as Pandemic 2 and Skynet / Major AI. We've got for true bingo though, the closest we've got is some regional demon legend and a coup in the new world would fully do the center column.
Ooh.
Interesting.
And then for the gaming bingo card,
Wait, well, let's wait for Jimmy to pull it up.
Did I save the image? I think I did. Oh yes, I did. Okay. There we go. Give me a bingo sit up.
well, right away I'm crossing off the new Nintendo console announced / released because that's on the main bingo card.
Banger indie games? For sure.
Do we know of any particularly banger indie games from this year?
I mean, Little Cat Big City.
Alright, we get to cross it off then. The Game Awards hasn't happened, so we can't do that one.
We can probably cross it off anyways.
I'm going to assume it's going to have a good movie, so we're going to keep an eye on that one because Keanu Reeves is in it.
True.
Alright, is that set to come out this year?
Yes.
Alright, well, we'll cross it off when it comes out.
Yeah, because we all know it's
Okay.
gonna happen. Bless you.
Perpetually
you.
in-dev game finally gets released.
What?
Bless you, Mina.
Thank
That's like a game that's been in development hell for like ever finally comes out.
They're in development hell. They're never coming out.
Ridiculous new Fortnite crossover. Didn't they have a crossover with the Ninja Turtles? Or was that
I don't
last
know.
year?
Ninja Turtles doesn't count as ridiculous.
I think it's pretty ridiculous.
Has
I
there been
think
new
the Avatar
Activision
was
Blizzard drama
ridiculous
this year?
because they have a cough and she's quite literally blind.
True.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that. Has there been anything from Activision Blizzard this year? Any drama? From them?
Not that I recall.
Not on my... Not in recent
Not that I
memory.
know of.
Has Hideo Kojima done anything funny?
I haven't checked his Instagram. Give me a second.
Alright, you do that.
It's Hideo
Minecraft
Kojima.
vote hasn't happened. Gen 5 remakes a hard no. I haven't seen anything from Wizards of the Coast.
Oof,
Has there been
we're
a
getting
new
to
3D Mario announced? Was there a new 3D Mario announced?
No.
Okay.
Not yet.
There has been Games Workshop drama.
Oh? True, Gary's
Yeah.
mod.
Yes.
The whole Gary's
no.
mod. No, that's also a thing, though. Gary's
Yeah.
mod with the Nintendo stuff.
Yeah, but no, that's not Games. No, Games Workshops had a whole bunch of drama for the stupidest shit. Oh, it's a whole bunch of incels on the internet are losing their minds over. They're like, oh yeah, whammon. It's some nonsense related to I don't know. Anyway, a good video game movie that's not Sonic.
No.
Nope.
Haven't heard anything from that. War Thunder forums document leak, free space. Forgotten Nintendo property gets new game.
Not that I know of, no.
Not yet.
Popular fan project killed by Corpus Cross. Niche game goes mainstream for like a month.
Helldivers?
Yeah.
No, Helldiver's not niche. That's not niche.
I mean, Lethal Company.
Yeah, sure.
Wasn't that last year?
Was it? I don't know.
I mean, there's also a second one like it called,
Content warning.
Yeah.
Content warning, yeah.
There you
Content
go.
warning is fun.
Yeah, content warning. There we go. That went mainstream for like a month. That is such
Would that also be banger indie game?
That can also
yeah.
count,
Yeah, I think it would be alright. Yeah, because I think it was like by one guy. Ridiculous new Fortnite crossover. Yep, the freaking Hoff. Hoff with a sniper rifle. PS5 quote-unquote exclusive ported to another system.
Nope.
Not that I know of.
PS5 got no games.
Helldivers doesn't count because it was released straight to PC.
Yeah. No, it doesn't.
Game canceled due to creators being canceled.
No.
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 Not in recent memory.
New buggy Bethesda game.
Bethesda's still making games?
Bethesda still making buggy shit?
New TF2 killer. No.
That's like saying, do fish still swim?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. This one.
Has there been a major studio merger this year? I think I saw someone talking about that earlier, but I don't think that went through. I don't know. Game studio mergers 2024. List of largest year.
Let me check
no,
on
the
it.
last one on Wikipedia was Microsoft and Blizzard in last year.
Wait, that was last year?
Yeah.
Whack.
Time is slowing, huh?
Honestly, I thought it was more time
Actually,
ago.
hold on. There's multiple lists based on value. There's what's our cutoff
way,
for major?
For Hideo Kojima, he has an upcoming horror game that has had some leaks.
Does that count?
The horror game is called OD Overdose.
So, according to Wikipedia, there was Take-Two Interactive and Gearbox Software had a merger this year, valued at $460 million US.
I mean, that sounds like a pretty penny. I don't make that in a day. I can tell you that much.
God, I wish.
God, I wish.
Yeah, it's the deal was valued over $100 million. I mean, Take-Two Interactive is a name I recognize.
For me, it's Gearbox. I don't know. Why does it sound familiar to me?
So I'm gonna go ahead and say that counts. Major game studio merger, crossed off.
Okay.
Update that kills the game. This one gets a half check because it was one that the devs backed off on.
It's not the devs. It was Sony.
It's not the devs.
It was
Publisher.
Sony.
True. It wasn't the devs. It was the publisher. We'll get to that when we talk about Helldivers 2 later in the stream.
Aye, Captain.
That is funny. Alright. So for this one, we have again another couple.
There was also that update for Pokemon Go that pretty much killed it.
Wait, what?
People have been boycotting it like crazy.
Oh, right. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Do we want to talk about it now or later? Because I know exactly what you're talking about.
In the gaming section.
Alright.
But alright, if that counts, we can give it the full cross then.
Yeah, people don't play Pokemon Go. I remember my sister being so pissed off of that too. She was like, I look so ugly, I need to put a pumpkin over my head. And then I look at my character and I'm like, I don't look that bad.
Alright.
I just don't look at the character.
Anyway, so for the gaming bingo card, to get bingo, we have either Minecraft Mob Vote Riot and the PS5 exclusive ported. The PS5 exclusive ported and game canceled due to creators being canceled.
Uh-huh.
I don't know about Minecraft mobs just because we recently got armadillos, didn't we?
Armadillos is coming out soon.
Okay, we'll see how that
That's the
goes.
next one. We've got, and then finally the next one that's close is good video game movie, not Sonic, and Forgotten Nintendo property gets a new game. Is for the gaming bingo. All right. Which then means I can go into the Roomba and idea box and checking on the bingo cards. All right. Next, on to something completely different. Eastern Europe.
As per usual, in the Roomba thought, we go from one thing to a completely different other one.
Almost like it's a Roomba.
The ongoing war in
Exactly.
Ukraine. It has been several weeks since we've spoken, so there has been some developments, some of which I've pruned for time because they're really not super relevant. Alright. I'm scrolling. Alright. Alright. Let's see here. I'm going through the room, the idea box. Actually, I'm having to scroll for quite a while to find the first. All right. So first things first. For a quick one, Russia has been spotted conducting frontal attacks on Ukrainian positions on motorbike,
Actually, that's kind of metal.
motorcycles, like they're freaking modern cavalry or something. There's a reason cavalry's not a used tactic anymore. It's called the machine gun.
Makes sense to me.
But yeah, I mean, I suppose that's slightly better than doing it on foot.
Slightly faster.
Yeah, precisely.
As long as they remember to zigzag.
Someone drone striked a nuclear power plant again.
Again?
No, yeah, it happened a couple times.
Oh my god.
And no one's really sure who did it, because on the one hand, Ukraine wouldn't be that fucking stupid, but on the other hand, the Russians are the ones who are in the power plant, using it as an ammo depot. No, I'm serious.
What?
The Russians are using an active nuclear power plant, a semi-active nuclear power plant, as an ammunition depot.
Huh?
Oh, that couldn't go wrong.
Yeah, no,
I
it
hope-
could possibly go wrong.
It's been, from my understanding, it's been basically all turned off. However, they still have like power going to it to like run all the cooling and stuff for all the nuclear fuel. The International Atomic Energy Agency came out and said a thing which basically came to the effect of, "Please don't." Both sides blamed each other, but not really. It's moving on. Okay. Here's one. Ukraine's continue ongoing efforts to just remove the Black Sea Fleet. They hit the one ship in the Black Sea Fleet that we actually like.
Sad.
Yeah, this is a big sad. They sunk the Russian rescue ship Kamuna.
Wait, it's a rescue
think.
ship. Why would you sink a rescue ship?
It's
To send a message.
I mean, I guess.
Okay, no, it wasn't sunk, but it was damaged. Okay. This is... Okay, so for context, the reason why this is the one we like, Jimmy, in chat, launched 17th of November, 1913.
Oh, it's because it's hella old.
Yeah, it is the oldest actively in use military ship in the world. That's not like a ceremonial thing, it's like actually actively in use.
Jesus
It was
Christ.
originally built as a submarine tender, and it's a really wacky double hull design. It's weird, but it was it was attacked and damaged but it's apparently fine. It's mainly used as a salvage ship nowadays. It was used to salvage the wreck of the Moskva after Ukraine sunk it, Lamau. Cultural heritage site of Ukraine. But the thing is, we actually like this one because it's it's really old. It's history and characters. It managed to survive the entirety of the Soviet Union. All right, not very much can say that.
True.
It also survived both world wars.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It's like, damn.
As a member, also I'd like to point out, it is a functioning Russian vessel that is over 100 years old. How?
Because that was the peak of Russian technology.
Yeah.
That and the D-42. No, we were last night. I think we were talking. Meep and I were like, the IS-2, the best, the last good military tank that the Russians ever made.
They made some decent. It was the last good Russian heavy tank. They made a lot of heavy tanks after that were all shit. They made some other tanks afterwards that were decent. Alright, there was reports that a Yak-52 aerobatics plane in Ukraine shot down a Russian drone via a dude in the back seat with an AK.
Based. That's funny as hell.
I've seen some people calling into question how legitimate that is, but you know what? Whatever. Ukraine has apparently nicknamed one of their drones Baba Yaga.
Like John Wick?
Yeah, like John Wick. No, it was the Russians who nicknamed that drone Baba Yaga. Like John Wick. It's not quite related, but it's tangentially related. I'm gonna cover it now. Poland has officially announced their part of the F-35 program, and specifically what their version of it is going to be called. Because obviously in America it's the F-35 Lightning II. In Poland, they're going to be called the F-35 Hussar.
Mhm.
Which is a funny joke, actually. It's actually really funny. Because probably the most famous military unit from Poland in history was the Polish heavy cavalry units known as the Winged Hussars. So they've got a plane called the Hussar, so it's a literal winged hussar. Poland really likes the Winged Hussars history and whatever. Like, it's fairly frequent you'll see Polish tanks that have had Winged Hussar wings put on them. Because for context, they're mainly famous from the Siege of Vienna, when they all came charging down a hill and basically instantly broke the siege. Which, for context, on the scale of this charge, by the way, you know that scene in one of the Lord of the Rings movies where they have Gandalf comes over the hill with all the cavalry and they come charging down the hill to break the siege of Helm's Deep?
Yeah.
It was like that, except the Winged Hussars unit was 3 times the size.
Oh, Jesus.
And reminder, the Winged Hussars were entirely heavy cavalry.
Jesus.
Which basically means, it's basically, when heavy cavalry charges, anything in front of them basically just ceases to exist. And they came charging down a hill. Just basically just done. Siege over. Moving on. And of course, F-35, haha. Modern plane go bird.
How many years does that plane have?
The F-35?
Yeah.
How many whats?
Years.
Years?
Yeah.
How old is it?
F-35 first flight. The F-35 first flew in 2006.
Oh, that's...
Yeah, it's one of America's modern planes. It's America's new stealth plane.
Honestly, I was
That isn't
expecting it
the
less.
one.
No, words. I was expecting more years.
No, it's not like the F-15 or the B-52, Jimmy. It's one of our new things. Anyway. Now we get to something that's pure Russia, not Ukraine. The Russian Victory Day Parade from this year. So we talked about it last year. I'm pretty sure.
Pretty sure you did,
Uh,
yeah.
So Russia every year, one of their biggest holidays is Victory Day, which is them celebrating how they won World War II all by themselves, with absolutely no help from anyone else.
Nuh-uh.
Where one of the big things of it is they have a big military parade in Red Square, so on and so forth. And ever since the war in Ukraine started, it has been rather pathetic. Like last year, the tank part of the parade consisted of a single token T-34 from the parade unit, which, by the way, isn't even a World War II era T-34. It's a post-war production, which is probably the only reason why it still even works. Also, it's very clearly, if you know what you look for, it's very clearly one that was built in Czechoslovakia.
Huh?
It was built in communist Czechoslovakia. It's not even a Soviet version of the tank.
That's funnier.
Yeah. It was actively snowing during the parade, so even General Winter doesn't approve of them anymore. Lamau. A lot of the parading troops weren't even marching in step properly.
They're probably too new.
Yeah, basically all of them were like cadets.
Because even the most basic band kid knows how to march in step. It's drilled into us pretty strongly.
Yeah, like
These guys were
literally,
recruited
the only part of the whole thing that was working correctly was the band. Most of the troops who were doing the parading, they didn't even have like show fake guns. They just had empty hands.
Oh. Well, that's tragic.
Yeah,
Like one unit had like show guns.
Because when I was in marching band, our color guard still had those fake rifles. They're made of wood. You can use that.
They didn't even have like styrofoam rifles or anything. No, they just had empty hands. Then they had also the thing to keep in mind though, Mina. This is Russia. At least in theory, it should be cheaper to get real AKs than fake AKs that look good. Then again, the Russian army's been struggling to get AKs to everyone, so you know what? There were multiple shots during the parade stream where the cameras are just unstabilized and other audio-visual fails and glitches. One of the flags that they were parading around had holes in it.
Oh.
Before the parade, pictures came out of troops just patrolling Moscow carrying handheld drone jamming equipment. Which, to be fair, is probably just like actually smart, but still is kind of like speaks to the quality of Russian air defense. Someone at one point during the parade lost their shoe, and it was right in front of one of the cameras, so you just see everyone parading past this lost boot. And no one dared to bend down to pick it up during the parade. They had to maintain their incorrect lockstep. Also of note is
business for marching though. You have to ignore all
yeah.
You have to ignore all distractions and keep marching no matter what. That's just protocol.
Fair
Still,
enough.
funny. You had so several days before this, you had Putin's inauguration, and apparently during this there was a tree in Red Square that got knocked over. This is notable because in one of the shots of the Victory Day parade, you could see that the tree was still knocked over. No one had cleaned it up. From last year, we have a return of a camera glory shot of a vehicle's drive shaft.
Okay.
As well as a second shot this year of a different vehicle's undercarriage. There's pictures of like the troops just standing in lines, like assembled. Well, I say lines, they weren't even stood in straight lines properly. A completely different Russian city had a much better Victory Day parade. As in, they had like more than one vehicle that was a tank. They had like an IS-3, they had an ISU-152, they had a SU-85. They had stuff. But then we come to the single best piece of the Victory Day parade this year. This year, unlike last year, they actually had a flyover from some planes. Or at least they claimed to have a flyover from some planes this year. Because, most, the footage, other than from, like, the very initial shot, which is, like, far distance of the planes coming in, the weather's different. Yeah, it's different weather over Moscow. And also the planes change between shots. The different planes.
That is funny as hell.
Not only are they different planes, they're from different manufacturers. The mix of Sukhoi-produced jets and MiG jets. Like, bruh. That's just obviously Putin's speech nonsense and blah blah blah. Just bruh. Anyway, also someone did the math. Moving on from the Victory Day parade, someone did the math on at their current rate of losses in advance. How long would it take for Russia to actually fully invade Ukraine at their current rate, and how much would it cost? I forget the exact numbers off the top of my head, but if I remember right, the estimated year of completion was in the 2050s. The vehicle losses were in the millions. I don't even want to... And I'm pretty sure the troop losses were basically the entire population of Russia.
And then some.
Yeah. It's just... certified... this is supposedly a world great power. Reportedly, F-16 delivery to Ukraine is being moved forward ahead of schedule. Which is probably relates to why Russia's been doing a really big offensive the last week or two. Trying to get some gains before all the Western aid shows up, because America finally fucking passed aid to Ukraine.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Also, France. France did something based. And
French
renamed
doing something based? What the fuck?
Yeah. The French renamed the street that the Russian embassy in Paris is on.
To what?
Hold on.
Just give him a second. It's gonna be funny.
Yeah. Yes. The Chantamisi Avenue will be renamed to Le Avenue Alexei Navalny. Who, if you're not familiar with who that is was the leader of the Russian opposition before he mysteriously died in a Russian gulag. After Russia failed to assassinate him previously multiple times.
That is funny.
Mm-hmm.
The only evidence that maybe he wasn't actually assassinated is that he didn't fall out a window, but you know what? I feel like I'm missing something.
Man, if you're missing something, it can't be that important.
I'm going through the idea box again to check for things.
Just as an aside, I will be heading out in about...
Alright, we can do your thing next. We can move that up. But yeah, the US finally fucking passed foreign aid to Ukraine. Finally. For some reason, despite being super against it for a long time, Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson, is very suddenly, very vocally in favor of sending aid to Ukraine out of nowhere, despite having refused to allow even a vote on it for 7 months. The pro-Putin team in the red cults tried to add a whole bunch of nonsense amendments to it that read straight out of a Russian troll bot farm. Like, even Fox News was making fun of these idiots, alright, for how stupid it was.
That's...
Like, for context on just how bad it was, everyone's least favorite Karen from Georgia, Marjorie Trader Green, I tried to get an amendment that would require the U.S. to deploy space lasers to the U.S.-Mexico border.
What the fuck does Mexico have to do? You know what? I'm not even gonna worry about it. Because, like, this doesn't surprise me just because I need you to understand. Twitch has always had an issue with their DMCA strikes, right? That's not news to anybody.
Yeah.
Part of that is because for a while, there was a senator, I can't remember his fucking name. It's a Kappa Kaiji video about it. He put in something about music rights in a bill that was meant to be for wind emissions or something like that. But nobody bothered to check because nobody would put fucking copyright law inside of something completely different, right? But then it passed. Nobody double checked for it. So that was signed into law until they found it and they had to repeal it.
Bro.
And now he works for RIA, the people behind music copyright law.
Bruh.
I'm pretty sure, this is also the person who tweeted the East Coast earthquakes a while back and the eclipse are signs from God to repent. The reason, by the way, that tried to get Mexico involved is because, like, oh, we gotta secure the border before we can do foreign aid. Bitch, you killed the border security bill. Shut the fuck up. Moving on, Mina, what did you want to talk about? You had something.
I had a couple of things that I put up there. I could talk about the ramen because that's the last thing I think I put in the idea box.
Start with the ramen.
Okay, so yesterday my best friend and I, Jimmy pulled a picture up. My best friend and
Where picture?
Pictures
copy
from
and
the
put it
idea
in
box.
images again.
I was going to Walmart to pick up some treats for my kids, my students, and I saw these two pictures on screen. Or
In images.
I saw these two ramen cups on screen, and they look rancid. So my best friend and I are just like, sickening. We should try it. So we did.
To the surprise of absolutely nobody. It's like, ooh.
As it turns out, full disclosure here, the only ramen we got to actually try was the everything bagel. Because for whatever reason, the breakfast noodles were all gone.
Damn.
You might want to rotate that.
Don't worry, I got it under control.
Okay. So we saw this shit at the Walmart.
Alright.
And I did some research on it. They're actually Walmart exclusives, but only in limited amounts of Walmart. So not every Walmart is going to carry these. But yeah, the breakfast noodles were gone, which is what I heard had the higher reviews than the everything bagel. But that's not what the reason they were gone. The reason they are gone is because scalpers have started taking some of these breakfast noodles and selling it for double the price on eBay.
Of course.
I'm not even joking. I saw like a package of 6 noodles of these will cost you about $15 at Walmart. On eBay, there was a motherfucker selling it for $34.
I am. I'm not even surprised.
They started listing it as rare breakfast noodles. They're not rare, they're just limited edition.
We also
So anyway, we tried the
had...
everything bagel. Hold on, let me pull up my fucking notes.
Yeah, I took notes.
Yeah, she said
No.
she said she did. Ugh.
Wow.
I had to take notes. This shit was... So the way it looked for the everything bagel was fucking horrendous. Full disclosure, by the way, we may have fucked it up It may have been tasted better than what we actually got, but I don't know. Because the fill line is practically invisible. We passed it at some point.
That's a
So I think it's supposed to be one of those noodles that like have the sauce but no actual soup. But your initial reaction after letting it sit for a little bit is that it looks horrendous. The cream cheese looks separated. There's sesame and flax seeds floating everywhere. There's like little bits of the onion from the everything bagel seasoning. It looks chunkier than actually. It looks like noodles that has just been boiled. Look, there's nothing in there. There's no broth. Broth does not look like it exists. Look at it. You know? It's just depressing.
Yeah, I saw the picture of it earlier, and it just looks so just sad.
It smells of cream cheese. Dehydrated cream cheese. It's a little bit sour, a little acidic. The initial taste, it tastes like slightly salted nothing. So it wasn't horrendously tasting, just didn't taste of anything.
that's worse, bro.
It's salty, but just barely. Like, you can acknowledge there's salt in it. There's a lot of sesame seeds in it, but they're not even toasted. It's just raw sesame seeds. Bitches.
Right.
The cream cheese smell was kind of pungent, but there's no real creamy taste. So we tried mixing it a little bit more, and then we got some more of that cream taste. It's very watery, though, but like you can taste the acidity of cream cheese, acidity of it. Somehow we got the bright idea of adding soy sauce to this thing. It somehow got blander.
What?
It tasted even less of anything.
That's funny.
So then at this point, we've already tasted. We had our control. We had our some experimenting. We were gonna go even crazier with this shit. So we added a slice of Winster cheese to our ramen. Because you can add cheese to ramen to make it creamy. It definitely did help. It became much more creamy and delightful. But I recommend doing American next time because the Munster cheese did not melt as lovely as we would like it to have. It got super chunky, and there's poppy seeds at the bottom of the thing that didn't float to the top, even no matter how much we stirred this shit.
Oh.
So by the time the cheese got to the bottom and the poppy seeds got pulled up to the surface, it looked like frog eggs.
The what?
Frog eggs.
So we added some more cheese and we nuked it, and it got a little okay. I bit into one of those onions I mentioned from the everything bagel seasoning. Overall, not a terrible experience, but I would never do it again.
Bruh.
Tune in next week to see if I get those pancake ramen noodles.
The breakfast ones.
Help again.
I mean, next thing from you, 4chan dating app leak.
Okay, so this is where I get to go full Mudahar.
For what?
For what?
Mudahar? From Some Ordinary Gamers?
No.
You don't know Mudahar?
Nope.
Nope.
That's so sad. So, 4chan has a dating website. Let me see. It's called Duolicious, which brings to mind Duolingo, which reminds me I should probably do my Japanese lessons before I fucking forget.
Before the owl kills you.
Before the owl kills me. He hasn't killed me yet. I got a 150-day streak. Here's the first thing on their page.
Why is it in Twitch colors?
Bruh, that looks AI as fuck. I'm sorry.
I mean, it is 4chan.
So, Mudahar explained
Do you
in
want
his
me
video.
do you want me to share the picture?
If you would like to. This one's kind of optional. I just needed you to share the images for the ramen to show how fucking horrendous it is. So, Duolicious, not to be confused with the language learning app Duolingo, has gotten a decent bit of attention on social media from how unhinged it is. Because
Oh shit!
it's just 4chan, right? It's supposed to be for the channers. It's supposed to use AI to see your compatibility based on likes, interests, and personality traits. So you take a personality quiz at the beginning, and it recommends users who had similar responses to you.
Yes. What else?
It's algorithmically trying to figure out your personality. It's all developed by one guy, from what I remember. There is no development team. It's just a dude.
Just man.
It's just a man. It's just a guy.
Just a little guy.
Just a little guy.
man. Just a little man.
Whole ass man. So, as you can tell, if you're on 4chan, your social life is kind of
Non-existent.
not non-existent, right? Because I have a friend who goes on 4chan and she just trolls around. It's basically like an extra mustier Reddit.
Oh!
It's baby's first dark web.
Oh.
Right? Reddit is the pipeline that goes down to 4chan. But yeah, no, the users are unhinged. Day one on Duolicious, somebody took screenshots of their chat, and somebody keeps talking about their armpits. But it is.
I'm
So
cringing.
Duolicious as an app was allegedly only supposed to be a meme app because their Twitter page has a tweet that says, "Hey, sorry for the outages. Apparently we're number 7 on Google Play now. This is only meant to be a meme app." So you send in your 7 images of yourself. It could be of you, of memes, whatever. And you answer such riveting personality questions such as, would you give up some rights to protect your country from terrorism? Are there too many laws for things which are none of the government's business? Is it important that your partner can appreciate a good meme?
That's an important one, yes.
Is borrowing, quote unquote, borrowing your roommate's food without asking just part of living together?
Cringe.
Accurate.
So this shit's wild. But then
Yeah.
there was a leak in its info. It's nothing like crazy, right? No like major data leaks, but they managed to scrape a bunch of the information. So if you've put your face on the dating app, you put your name, if any public information is on there, that is now even wider out there. If that makes sense. They just scraped the data and took it. But they did find that for every female on that website, there are about 26 males.
Honestly, I was expecting that ratio to be even higher.
Yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, there's a significant margin between males and females. And I say males and females because the app does offer gender identities to be non-binary, trans, not neo-pronouns, they don't go that far. But trans male, trans female, non-binary, girl, boy, whatever.
Attack helicopter.
No, they don't. I just said neo-pronouns aren't there.
Ah.
Neo-pronouns exist to make Scrabble players happy.
But yeah, so that is Duolicious.
Let's see, what else do we have in here from Mina? We got that video of ruining a graduation the weirdest way.
So, from what I can understand, let me pull it up.
Also, the TikTok water drama.
Oh, the TikTok water drama is so fucking funny, dude.
Honestly, I feel like that one's probably almost better for Room because That video is basically just some people at some commencement ceremony just absolutely butchered names.
Okay, wait. There's a whole explanation for it. There is a reason I brought it up. So, May V. Lee Zubeth Brotowski, Zaire Ovon Jane John Brennan, Victoria Lee Zubithras. These are names that were announced at Thomas Jefferson University graduation ceremony, except the graduates were really named Mauve Elizabeth Brotowski, Sarah Virginia Brennan, and Victoria Elizabeth Bruce. So, this reader also managed to misread the names Molly Elizabeth Camp as Melena Zabeth Kopp, and for the name Thomas, she says Tamome.
That sounds too anime.
What's the reason given for this nonsense?
The reason given for this nonsense is because of the way the phonetic spellings were presented on the speaker's cards.
Oh, that just fucked up the phonetics?
They fucked up the phonetics because, hold on. Because they didn't present it to her in like a way that most people are able to read it, right? What is the name of... What they did was that they handed it to her in like...
Like the students messed up their phonetics, or?
No, the phonetics were presented correctly, but they used the symbols that you see on Wikipedia.
Oh! Oh, they went into too much detail for the phonetics, okay.
Yeah, they didn't present it in, like, Latin script.
Okay.
They just did it in... Hold on, where's that?
They overdid it. Got it.
Most people don't know how to read.
Period. A lot of people don't know how to read.
They don't know how to read the symbols, right? Like, if you give me how to pronounce, like, onomatopoeia, but you use it in, like, the regular alphabet, I'll be able to sound it out eventually. Most people cannot read the symbols that are there. I'm trying to pull up the video to see if I can remember what the fuck that was named. Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to find it.
Take your time, hon.
Video.
While Mina is searching for the information on that, how about I go and get us the next thing, which would be Georgia the country, where there has been a couple things with them. Notably, first of all, there was a clip going around of there was a fight in like Georgia's parliament if someone just ran up and punched someone else.
Damn,
first
just
of all,
like that?
very funny. Yeah, but it's basically all they Georgia the country. One of the parties has been trying to implement a foreign agents bill, heavily inspired, let's say, by a Russian foreign agents bill. That basically any organization that gets funding above a certain amount from foreign sources has to register as a foreign agent, kind of nonsense. Which It's basically just used to. It's really just authoritarian nonsense kind of shit, which was met by quite large protests. Like there were hundreds of thousands of protesters in the streets over
Oh.
this. Reminder: Georgia, the country, has a population of about 4 million.
Oh.
We're talking whole percentages of the population were out in the streets protesting simultaneously.
God damn.
All right. This is not popular. All right.
Not at all.
Yeah. Like, imagine if like a whole 1% of the U.S. population protested something. How big that would be. That's like the scale this was on. All right. And it's basically the relatively Russia-friendly party put a bill similar to Russia that would basically let them buddy up to Russia more, which the population's like, no, we want to join the EU and get the good economy, not the shit economy.
I mean, yeah. That
And
makes...
I'm sure all the American viewers have no idea where Georgia the country is. It is northeast of Turkey, by the way.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's in the region known as the Caucasus. Anyway, Mina,
Okay,
back to
so-
you.
Yeah, back to me. So for context for that university thing, I just went to a thing that translates things into phonetics. Here's what I typed in. Here's what that would look like in phonetics. I put it in chat. You can see why she struggled so fucking hard.
What the hell was that?
Hello there.
Hello there.
Yeah,
Give me
no
another
wonder
phrase.
that was fucked up.
Give me another phrase.
General Kenobi.
Okay? Put it in American show translation. So for the few names that she did get right, it's because they didn't translate to phonetics. Copy. Paste. Bah.
God damn it! They overthought it. They did it. They did the dumb. Anyway,
Yeah, they did the big dumb, and now she's paying the right.
now they're getting made fun of on the internet for it.
Yeah. Here's Thomas, because that was one of the names that they famously messed up. Tameme is not that far off.
Tamas is probably how I would have done it.
Yeah,
I
but
would
there
have
was
said
no
Thomas.
spacing. There was no spacing between the first and last names.
Ah,
She was doing the best she fucking could.
yeah, no, that's just they fucked that up. All right, what's the TikTok water drama?
So, are any of you guys familiar with what was it called? Liquid Death.
Sounds
No.
familiar, but
Liquid Death is a brand of water that is sold in a can. They have both sparkling and regular water.
I use
I
sparkling
personally
water.
like the sparkling. I
oh,
love sparkling.
sorry.
I love sparkling water. I love it when it's cold with ice and with lemon water in it or lemon juice.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic. Whenever I was stressed out, my mom would give me some. Anyway, the point of Liquid Death, if you want to pull that up, is that it's supposed to look like a beer can. People think it's like an energy drink or a beer can when first looking at it, but it's just pure water. Right?
Uh-huh.
And the reason it looks like this is so that recovering alcoholics don't feel left out when they go to music festivals or they go out with their friends. They still feel like they're fitting in, but they're not drinking and relapsing. They're just drinking water. It's all about the
Okay.
packaging.
Fair enough.
Right? And it's very popular. It's very good water. Very good quality water. And on TikTok, there is a water connoisseur. It
Oh.
sounds stupid.
Okay.
It's because it is. Sorry.
Right? Hold on.
It's like freaking what's his face from the Gen 5 Pokemon anime.
Yes.
Silent.
So his name is Martin Dries. He is German, and he is a water connoisseur. There's only about 15 of them in the world.
That
And
sounds like
they-
the kind of title you'd see on some like low quality documentary where it's like the meme of like the where do you see yourself in so many years? It's like person, and it's like the documentary person's name, anime titty expert.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That is.
So he is a water connoisseur because I don't know if you've ever noticed, if you drink different brands of water, they do taste very much.
Yes,
They
they
do
taste
ta-
different.
Yeah. So like Arrowhead tastes the worst to me. Kirkland
Right.
water pretty good to me.
Yeah, well that's
Right,
Costco,
there's different
so
brands
it's
of
gonna be
water.
good.
Right. There's different brands of water. Different minerals make it taste different.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right. So he got recommended to try something that is very similar to Liquid Death, and it is called not beer.
Okay. Very on the nose name.
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to see if I can find the cans because they're kind of ridiculous. It looks exactly like a beer can that you would see on The Simpsons.
Okay.
Okay.
Here it is. I'll put this in the images chat as well. So this is not beer, and they are led by a guy. He's pretty young. Let me see. His name is Dylan Durand, and he started Not Beer soon after it was shown in stock investments and such that Liquid Death is worth about $1.8 million as a company.
Of course.
Or $1.4 billion. My apologies. So, being a water connoisseur, his audience, Martin Dries, said, "Hey, there's this new water that's being announced. Could you give it a taste? Give us a review on it?" So he checked out the can. The can was like an exact copy of a beer bottle, not exactly like Liquid Death's, which is like slightly smaller. His came damaged, so he couldn't stand it up. But he was willing to like try it again with a different bottle or a different can of not beer. Again, it's supposed to be one of those like water bottles that fit in with the drinking crowd so that it just
Yeah. Okay.
yeah, same reason. Fit in at music festivals without feeling like you're obligated to drink. Kind of gives it away with the name of not beer, but you know,
Yeah.
Liquid Death is a lot more subtle than this one. However, the connoisseur just didn't like the taste of it. He said it's a very much just taste of tap water. It does not taste like it's been refined, and if you go to the website, you don't see where they're sourcing the water from. You don't see if it's like spring water or iceberg water or glacier water, right? Because there's different places where you get your water from.
Yeah.
It's just wasn't his recommendation. And so the founder of Not Beer took it personally, and he started responding on TikTok. Saying, it's just water. All water tastes the same. It's just H2O. You're making a big deal out of nothing.
Not just H2O though. There's other things in it.
Yeah, there is other things in it.
Pure H2O tastes like crap.
Yeah, it does.
It tastes like nothing. It tastes like cardboard.
Yeah, pure distilled water is not my favorite.
Yeah.
So, basically, he just started saying that his profession was a load of shit. Right?
And
He was
that
very
caused a
aggressive
lot of
about
drama.
it. No, because then the connoisseur is like, listen, you can think my job is shit, but at the end of the day, how much is a can of not beer? How much is it? How much is it? It's $20
What?
for, hold on, a pack of 8 is $20.
Okay. That's a bit more reasonable.
A bit more reasonable,
This feels.
but that's still bad.
I was going to. That feels excessive.
Well,
For
'cause it's in a
water.
can.
Yeah, it's
It's a can, not a
fucking
bottle.
water.
Hold on, how much is Liquid Death taste? Because it does taste a lot better than LaCroix. Fuck LaCroix. They don't even tell you where they source the water from. It's not legally allowed to be called water in Michigan.
Huh.
An 8-pack of Liquid Death that is flavored is $16. The individual can is $2. So, not beer is pricier, less accessible because I can't just find it at the grocery store yet. You have to order it on Amazon. It's not even good water. They don't tell you what minerals are in it. They don't tell you if there's anything in it. They don't tell you where you source it from. For all you know, they just got it out of the tap. He basically said, I'm not even kidding, almost word for, I'm paraphrasing a little bit here. The owner of Not Beer said, the same stuff you get in your sink is the same stuff you're getting in this can. It's all the same.
Well,
So then congratulations, you just completely negated the point of buying your product. It's water. But we still need to know what's in it, dude. Oh my god, it's so dumb. He just single-handedly tanked his entire stock with that exchange
Lamau.
that he didn't need to take personally.
But he did.
But he did, and now his water looks fucking horrendous.
Also, man, it's raining hard outside over here, just saying.
Rain? What is rain? The Californians don't know what that is.
It's falling water.
Ah, so it's
Your
not
water's
beer.
warm?
Anyway, do you want to do the orangutan or the special event, Mina?
Sorry. The special event?
The
Yes, yes.
picture.
Yeah, go for it.
All right. So, chat. Meep has successfully graduated university.
We had a round of applause for me.
Congrats.
Yeah.
Right.
And as part of that, I had to return home with all my stuff, which means I couldn't go by plane. So, Dad drove out all the way to where my university is in Utah, and then Mom flew out and then tagged out. And Mom and I drove back with the car full of all my crap, but we made a detour via the Los Angeles area toward the USS Iowa because I like boats. And I'm like, wait a minute. I know someone who lives in this general vicinity.
Unfortunately, I could not join him on the US Iowa.
Yeah, general vicinity by American standards. It was still over an hour away by car without traffic, but yes, we then made a detour to the city Mina lives in, and Mina and I met up at a local ice cream establishment, which should we put the picture on the stream, Mina?
If
Yeah.
you guys want.
I'm fine with it. I don't mind
Yeah.
showing my face.
I do, but Mina's already got that covered.
Yeah.
So my mom, Mina, and I went
And-
to a local ice cream place. I had some ice cream. Did I copy it into an image for you, Jimmy?
I'm waiting on images.
I mean, it's been there for a while. It's also on the idea box.
Yeah, but I'm moving it to images for Jimmy to make it easier for him. And that was we said hi. We made fun of the funny name of the town Mina lives in,
Mm-hmm.
which is apparently just tradition. As it should be, because it is a very funny name.
Yeah.
And then after that, continued the way all the way back up to where I live, via a different route than we would have taken otherwise. But without traffic, it was basically the same travel time, but it was a path
my
that
God,
would
that's such a
have
large
less
photo.
traffic. So it was probably, if anything, like faster, maybe. Who knows? It's about the same time. Doesn't really matter. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
It's Meep and Mina.
Let's go.
Some random guy in the background.
And some random dude in the background, yeah.
Ignore him. Yeah. Meep and Mina.
Yeah, I had fun. Also, heads up, Meep is an absolute cutie patootie in real life, and I did manage to lift him.
Yeah, Mina's like, I want to see if I can pick you up, so I can just whoop. Because, as I've said before, I am a stick figure.
yeah, it's noticeable that you're kind of thin. God, I wish. Maybe someday.
And then what else was there? Oh, right. I think you mentioned yesterday during during DMD&D, because we did that yesterday.
Follow Mina Raichu for Pokemon D&D. She's great, and she also does amazing
Do it.
sessions.
Do it.
Mina's mentioned after seeing me communicate in real life, she can now like properly visualize. I talk with my hands a lot.
So you're part of the Italian, is what I'm hearing.
No. I'm not. I do not have Italian heritage, as far as I'm aware.
He got the vibes though, because
That's what I'm saying.
No, it's Scotland, if anything.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, it's Scotland, and then just generally that kind of thing. I mean, I've got family who's of German descent, but that's my mother's stepfather, so that doesn't count for, like, you know, heritage.
Yeah, for genetics.
Yeah. Anyway, which then led me to think about when I'm like, so does that make him like my step grandfather, or
Yeah. I said it's pretty accurate.
where do you put the step in there? I'm not sure, because it's step grandfather or is it grand stepfather?
Is a
Grandpa,
grand-
stepfather.
As one word, right? Because he's not your father. He's not like the greatest father and all. So it would be step grandfather.
Okay. Just resolving that English. So do you want to talk about the orangutan or the tornadoes?
I can talk a little bit about the tornadoes.
Orangutan?
Oh, okay. If Jimmy's interested in the orangutan, I can talk about the orangutan.
Yes.
It's.
The-
I'm confusion.
Have you not checked the idea box?
No.
To be fair, it was like 2 lines of text in the idea box. So what
Also,
this is,
I sometimes just kind of sort of scroll by and not,
Yeah.
you know, fully read things in the idea box.
so what? Yeah. So what this
Skill
is
issue.
is the first recorded instance of a wild animal using a medicinal plant to treat its injuries.
Oh, that's a kind of
So, I'm currently on Smithsonian Magazine. This was written by Kristen Thorsberg, and this was published May 3rd of this year. A primate named Raccoose chewed up yellow root and applied it on an open facial wound, closing the sore within days. And you can see there's a photo of Rakus with the wound to his face. I don't know if we want to put it because guidelines, but that's what he looks like. It's in the image box. After more than 20 years of field research, Rakus is the first orangutan to be observed using a medicinal plant. In June 2022, a team of researchers observed a behavior that never before witnessed in the animal world. A Sumatran orangutan named Rakus self-treated an injury using a medicinal plant. 2022? Oh, I guess it was a couple years ago then.
Oh, it's when it came to our attention anyway.
Yeah. At Gunung Lesser National Park, a rainforest reserve on the western Indonesian island of Sumatra, scientists heard from the treetops a series of long calls, a behavior that usually preempts assertions of male dominance or aggression. The next day, they saw Rakus with an open wound on his right cheek just below his eye. Days later, the team watched Rakus get to work, picking and chewing the stems, leaves of Akar Kuning, Fibroria tinctoria, or yellow root. The plant is a climbing vine native to the region that local people use for its medicinal qualities to treat conditions such as diabetes, dysentery, and malaria. So basically, this orangutan was found chewing up the roots and stems of a plant that people already use for medicine. But they use it for dysentery, malaria, and diabetes.
And he used it for...
He used it as an ointment, basically, to cover up the open wound on his face.
And did so repeatedly. He was observed doing it multiple times. So he clearly knew what he was doing.
From June 22nd, 2022 to August 5th, 2022, he continued this behavior until the wound closed up completely.
Without infection.
Without infection.
Nice.
It took 5 days after treatment for the wound to close, and scientists saw no sign of infection after a month. Research on the yellow roots chemistry has shown that the plant has antibacterial, anti-inflammatory, antifungal, antioxidant, pain-killing, and anti-carcinogenic properties. Which means it's good so that it doesn't get big, red, itchy, it doesn't get infected, it numbs the pain, and carcinogenic means it's anti-cancer, I think.
Yeah, but...
Which word does it use exactly?
Huh?
What's the exact description for that part of it, again?
Carcinogenic?
Carcinogenic generally means that it causes cancer, I think.
Yeah, so if it's anti-carcinogenic, it's...
Alright, so it would be reduce the risk of cancer.
Yes. Another thing that's quite interesting is that the yellow root is not part of the orangutan's main diet. Yellow root is eaten about 0.3% of the time, so not even 1 whole percent. But he started chewing it. And he swallowed, and he took some of the juices from the chewing, and he just put it on the wound, where flies had already started to eat away at the flesh. And he would eat it for a couple of days, until the wound closed up completely.
That's pretty cool.
So we've already had apes enter the Stone Age. And now we have them using medicine.
Oh.
It is quite interesting to see this happening, because it could have very well mimicked some of the ways that we developed as a species as well.
Yeah.
So you mean that the world, what is it? The World of Worlds?
Planet of the Apes.
Yeah.
War of the Worlds is something completely different. Yeah, monkey.
21 years of observing orangutans in this park, but they have never seen somebody heal themselves like this. Perhaps the primates do not get injured enough in the wild to need healing, or maybe Rakus, who is 35 years old, simply is the only individual aware that this is how you get better. But it's so wild, Past research has shown that Bornean orangutans self-medicate by rubbing their limbs with chewed plants, perhaps to alleviate sore muscles. And chimpanzees have been known to spread chewed insects over wounds. But, we don't know if it actually works. A species of birds rub themselves with ants, called anting, to get rid of their bodies from parasites or feather mites. Right? So
Well,
animals do have a way to treat.
that's just like the standard symbiosis of like the parasite eating critters. That's different. It's like the
But
clean nutrition stuff.
right? So they know how to cover up wounds. They know that it's not supposed to fester. They know to keep the flies off it so they don't die and get an infection. However, what makes this so different is that it's a traditional medicine that we know, and apparently the orangutan knows. Right? It's wild, you know. Are we witnessing even further evolution? I fucking hope so. That'd be pretty sick. I am very sad that we don't have any other cousins.
No, they're all dead.
Yeah, they're all dead. Rest in peace, Homo floresiensis. Rest in peace,
Neanderthal.
Gigantopithecus. Neanderthal. No, because certain points of the population actually still have some Neanderthal DNA inside of them.
Homo neanderthalis interbred with Homo sapiens.
Yeah, quite often.
Huh.
If the mother was Neanderthal, the child would be Neanderthal. If the mother was Homo erectus, it would be Homo sapien. Or Homo sapien? Something like that.
Yeah,
Homo erectus
is
was
a different one.
Homo erectus was pre everybody.
No, Homo erectus is one of the older ones who was around for actually the longest. But it's not the oldest member of the genus Homo. That's Homo habilis. I remember that part of my history class.
Yeah, Homo habilis. But like, Homo erectus was pre-Neanderthal, pre-Homo sapien, right? It'd be Homo sapien, and then Neanderthal.
Yeah, the four members of the genus Homo that we were taught about at my school was the Homo habilis, Homo erectus, Homo neanderthalis, and Homo sapien.
Yeah. Homo floresiensis is pretty cool just because they follow island rule, and island rule is pretty fucking sick.
That's the smaller, right?
Yeah, so if you're on an island, you're typically pretty big, you're gonna end up being a pygmy of that version of the animal, so that you can survive on a smaller amount of resources on a limited resource budget.
Yeah.
Right? So we have pygmy elephants, pygmy hippos. And then if you're a smaller animal, you're going to be bigger because you have more resources to go around.
Anyway, tornadoes.
Tornado!
Which is
Tornado
certified an
Island.
American phenomenon because it's basically just the middle of the country that gets them. Most of the rest of the world just doesn't get them.
Yikes.
So that area is known as Tornado Alley. And that's why Oklahoma continues to stay the cheapest place to buy a house.
Because they keep getting demolished.
Oklahoma towns hit by hard tornadoes begin a long cleanup after 4 killed over the weekend storms.
I think it was more.
It could have been more. It could have been a different storm altogether.
Because it's tornado season.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's one I found where it was at least 17 tornadoes over the course of a weekend.
So one of my friends lives in one of the A's of Oklahoma. Right? If you were to look at Oklahoma on a map, she lives in one of those A's.
Okay.
She saw all of the tornadoes, and she told me that her dad has a coworker who was unfortunately taken by those tornadoes. He got home. He didn't get home in time. He managed to get in the house, but not given enough time to get into his shelter in the basement. And when they found him with the Bible between his thighs. Right? Because all you can do is pray at that point. And I hope his family recovers, given that your whole house was taken and somebody's life.
A big storm, scary.
Mm-hmm. They're terrifying, dude.
Don't just get Wizard of Oz.
I just had a heart attack. Oh my god.
What is it? What happened?
Oh, I pulled up Twitter to see if I could find a thing, and I saw this fuzzy lump on the floor, and I thought it was a caterpillar, and I had a visceral reaction till I saw it was a baby seal.
Redeem worm. No.
Like, you know those, you know how like cats will jump away from cucumbers? That's me.
Yeah. All right. Is there anything else specifically
Hold on,
from?
there's more. I was
Oh.
gonna pull up something from.
And then
my
we've got the guy suing U.S. immigration as well. That's another thing you put in here.
That's so funny. She sent us some Twitter stuff. I'm trying to find those links.
Poooter.
Poooter.
Twatter.
Secret tunnel. Okay. Lord Farquaad. We had a long talk about Lord Farquaad, let me tell you. But for those of you who have never experienced it, a tornado, I'm including myself in this, you do not understand the power of a tornado until you see this image. I put the Twitter post in the images chat.
Images.
Or it's a video, rather.
Oh. Wow.
These are just small branches that have been embedded into concrete because they were spinning around so quickly in the tornado. So what kills you in a tornado...
Oklahoma is where paper beats rock.
What?
What kills you in the tornado is the force of the winds whipping you around, and then you also run the risk of things hitting you. That's why you need to stay low. You need to hide inside of like your car or your basement. Most houses here have basements for necessity.
Yeah, in that part of the country, you've got basements, and if you can't get into a basement, you want to go into a room that does not have external walls on the ground floor. Because
Make
then
yourself
at least
as small as a target
got
as
some
possible.
spaced armor. Yeah. It's the force of the wind throwing things around at, cause what is it? Tornado force winds can get up to like what, 1,000 miles an hour. I'm Googling tornado wind scale. All right. Yeah.
My
All right.
contact
So I've
sent
looked
me
it up.
this image. This was
yeah.
near her old university before she transferred to the school we went to together.
According to Google, the standard like just F1 weakest strength tornado has winds up to 110 miles an hour. Full strength F5 tornadoes, like category 5 level, can go over 300 miles an hour. Which means everything carried around in them is able to go hundreds of miles an hour.
For scale, this is an E5. Or this is an F5, category 5.
It's like lower, bigger the number, the worse it is, right? Or is
The bigger the number, bigger the number, just like hurricane. Bigger number, more oomph.
Okay. Oh, cool.
They blow real hard. And suck.
They also tend to come along with thunderstorms. So,
Yes.
you know, this is a refresher. The tornadoes are what happens when warm air meets cold air, and they swirl and collide. Kind of like the wind scar in Inuyasha, but less cool and just as destructive.
Also, tornadoes tend to have even higher wind speeds than hurricanes. Because hurricanes are more just the raw size of them, whereas tornadoes are destructive. Large hurricanes tend to cause destruction over a wide area. Tornadoes tend to they carve a singular path of destruction.
Right. It's very much Tasmanian Devil. And they're also accompanied by thunderstorms and lightning.
Thunderbolts and lightning, very, very frightening.
Galileo.
Yes, anyway. Yeah.
Most of the
Oh.
deaths for tornadoes, by the way, are storm chasers.
Yeah, because most people at least are smart enough to know not to go out there. However, some people are stupid enough to go and chase them down.
Yeah. I mean, we get a lot of good information from them,
Yeah.
but at some point, you know,
Luck runs out.
the reward outweighs the risk. The risk outweighs the reward, and it's too
'Cause,
dangerous to go
yeah,
further. I remember.
like for context, tornadoes are entirely capable of picking up and throwing cars around. And I
Yeah,
mean
that
like
sounds plausible.
American cars, Jimmy.
Again, that sounds plausible.
Yeah, tornadoes are terrifying. Yeah. And then
Anyway, Moist Critical's suing U.S. immigration.
okay, so Moist Critical is suing U.S. immigration because he does technically have a case. However, this story is about to get very infuriating
For us, I assume.
for everybody.
We're gonna get 80.
Everybody but U.S. immigration, which is not a good sign. So, to emigrate to the United States, you need to have a visa. You need to get in, you need a visa to get into the United States. However, it's notoriously difficult. Notoriously, right?
Mhm.
So, if you need a work visa, you need to have your work confirmed. Yes, we need you at this location. Yes, we know who they are. They are who they say they are, as far as we are aware. Everything is good, and then they should punch your ticket and in you go. That's not what happened here. What happened here was that Moist Critical, Charlie, runs a esports team called Moist Esports.
Yeah.
And I believe when it comes to, was it Apex?
Could.
I think it's Apex. They are some of the most prolific players in Apex, right? They're going to the championships. This whole thing started over going to Apex championships.
Yeah.
And what ended up happening is that most of his teams are Australians. They have one guy in LA already, and everybody else is Australian. So they tried to get the Australians into the country, and they kept denying them. This one dude at U.S. immigration just kept denying their entrance visas. So Charlie's like, okay, we'll get some good lawyers to fill out the paperwork for us, and they hired some of the best lawyers in the country for immigration. And they even got one of the CEOs for EA to vouch for them, saying, yes, they are invited to this championships. We need them at this championships. Let them in.
No luck.
U.S. immigration, the guy working their case, he said, I don't think that's who they say they are, to the EA CEO. He basically did not believe that guy worked for EA. My Twitch is going off. It's workout time. Okay, so they didn't believe the EA guy, and they continued to deny the Australians. So for the last minute, they had to go over to Canada for the North American qualification, and they enter no problem. But the team has not been able to play cohesively for a minute. And then the final championships are to be held in Los Angeles, and it's a LAN game, so they cannot compete from Canada. So some of the lawyers say, you know what? This guy's been a little bit of a dick. What it might be is that he just doesn't like your guys' name. It's as simple as that. So Charlie is forced to fire his Australians to get a chance of getting a visa, and they apply for one of the most basic visas. They apply for just basic tourist visas, which is one of the easiest visas to get. Those are rarely denied, and they were denied
Especially
again.
for Australians.
And they denied 2 out of the 3. So one guy's able to get to LA with the other dude, and the other 2 are kind of fucked up.
Bruh.
At this point, Charlie has lost his team, which is a hit to his company, and they lost They're players. They lost their notoriety. There is feasible damages to what has happened here. And the only way that the other two Australians were able to get in is that they had to fly to Lisbon and apply for the visa there. And then they were finally able to get into the United States.
They had to fly from Australia to Portugal, and then from Portugal to LA.
Yes.
At that point, they've basically circumnavigated the globe.
Essentially, yes. But also keep in mind, they had to
Actually, no, wait, hold on.
Because they went to Canada, too.
Wait, so if they went from Australia, did they go from Canada to Portugal? From Australia straight to Portugal?
So they had to go to Canada, and then they had to go back to Australia because they were on a very limited visa.
And then they went from Australia to Portugal.
Yes.
That is entirely possible. They did actually circumnavigate the globe. Because I'm pretty sure between Europe and Australia, they generally fly, they fly Australia west to Europe.
Yeah.
They fly from Europe west to LA, and then LA flies west to
But their
Australia.
contact-
So they did actually circumnavigate the globe.
Yes. And it was very expensive to front the bill for all of these flights for Moist Esports. So, Charlie is now suing U.S. immigration. However, the most frustrating part of all of this is that constitutionally written into its foundation, U.S. immigration will not pay out damages. They don't. As a policy, as it's written in, they cannot pay damages for any lawsuits that they get as a bureau. So the
That's
most that
stupid.
Charlie would get out of suing U.S. immigration is that they overturn the visa ruling, which they still want, but he's lost out on a team. They lost out on an income. The team performed very well. I believe they came in 4th place. And they actually competed under the name Not Moist.
I would have competed under the name Fuck U.S. Immigration.
Yeah, no, fuck U.S. immigration, dude. And that is all when they had maybe 2 days to practice cohesively as a team.
You know,
So congratulations to the Not Moist boys
Yeah.
for performing under such wild circumstances. But yeah, no, it's a regular thing that U.S. immigration regularly gets sued because they were wrongfully denied access to the United States. Because people were wrongfully denied access to the United States. But there's no damages to pay out because they're just not going to pay it out.
Honestly, if I became like a major U.S. official, like King for a Day type thing, that's one thing. It's like, you know what? Nah, fuck that. You're allowed. You can. All U.S. agencies are able to pay out damages. Of course they can. Why
Yeah.
wouldn't they be able to? Unless they have qualified immunity, of course they can pay out damages.
That's the thing. They're claiming they claim qualified immunity because it was in the name of national security. Against the Australians?
Against the Australians, in the name of national security, the Americans have gotten an Australian war crimes whistleblower thrown in prison.
what the?
America just really don't like Australia.
No.
The joke is having a criminal record to be an Australian. That's a joke. That's not a real thing. It's not a real thing anymore.
So
Also,
with all of this in mind, right? You could pay all of the money you need to. You can have all the right lawyers. You can have people vouching for you. You can have all of your paperwork in writing, correct. All your all your I's dotted, all your T's crossed. If your connection to U.S. immigration is having a bad day, you might as well be fucked and have thrown all of that out of the window. It is
That's
so
stupid.
arbitrary getting into the United States. And then people wonder, why do people come into the United States illegally? It's because it's easier. Crossing a desert, my mama, right? I love my mama. She came to the United States illegally. She crossed deserts. She faced border patrol for Mexico and the United States. Right? Because Guatemala is beneath Mexico.
Yeah.
She faced going to jail. She went to jail. They turned her back and she came back. Right? They turned her back in Mexico. She came through Mexico again because she needed to get to the States. She did all of that. And it was still cheaper than dealing with U.S. immigration.
America. U.S. immigration's been broken for decades, and it's
especially because most of this stuff is paper trail. It's not optimized. It's not updated at all.
Well, no, nothing. The only thing that saves us from the bureaucracy is its inefficiency.
And then what else was there? There feels like there's more.
The only other thing I see in the idea box from you is, put it in perspective, it's been a while. The death of O.J. Simpson.
That's a whole thing. I might have to make that its own Roomba episode.
Yeah, we'll do that later. Oh, and also from you, Johnny Somali.
I'm gonna have to recome to that one too because I don't remember it very well.
Anyway, back to the schedule. Space.
Oh, Alex, right? Alex came over for a while.
No.
Oh well, I'll talk about that another day.
All right.
My manager's great. Love him. I gotta get going now.
Space.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have a good day, Mina. Thank you for coming
Nice
as always.
For sure. Thanks for having me.
It's a pleasure to have you here as
Yeah.
always.
Bye, guys.
Later.
Have a good day.
So, space. We have
Yay.
we have two pieces of space news in the idea box, and another one I literally just remembered as well. So 3 space things. So first things first. There has been news on the search for a planet number 9. Quote, strong evidence. To quote this article, the case is growing that a Neptune-sized planet, Planet 9, hides deep in the outskirts of our solar system. Researchers from Caltech University, I don't know how to pronounce that, Côte d'Azur, and Southwest Research Institute shared a preprint paper on the 17th of April 2024. And they argue a group of little bodies beyond Neptune, blah 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 blah. Basically, evidence of influence of a Neptune-sized object in the far outer solar system. Basically being herded by a... Basically, they've found potentially strong evidence for there being another 9th planet to go back on the list, replacing Pluto. Because Pluto's too small. The other piece of notable space news that's actually in the idea box is, as mentioned during the bit on the bingo card, so the sun has done a funny. Specifically, we have had the largest solar event directed at Earth on record since the Carrington event. Which I actually learned that this was going on because my aforementioned step-grandpa, who worked for Lockheed Martin doing sun stuff, satellites and shit, told me about it. So the Carrington event, for context, was the most intense geomagnetic storm in recorded history, peaking on the 1st and 2nd of September 1859. Created aurora displays that were reported globally, even sparking fires in multiple telegraph stations. Was most likely the result of a coronal mass ejection colliding with Earth's magnetosphere. So this is literally the largest. There wasn't a coronal mass ejection, but it was the largest solar event since the Earth got hit by a CME. Yeah. So this is literally the largest such event since then. The sun did a funny. It was causing problems with the internet and power stations and stuff, stressing stuff and communications. And there was really big sunspots, which for context on the scale of the sunspots, they're literally greater than planet-sized objects on the surface of the sun. So yeah, and then the other bit of space news is the Voyager 1 probe. You two are familiar with Voyager 1, right?
Sounds familiar.
Voyager 1 being one of the old NASA probes that got sent to survey the outer solar system along with Voyager 2. They are the only probes to have left the solar system completely. They are officially in interstellar space. I'm pretty sure they're beyond the Oort cloud. The Voyager 1 had an issue where they were worried that it would be just lost kind of issue, where it started sending back just jumbled nonsense data instead of proper data. However, they managed to analyze the data and determine it was actually full diagnostic data, basically. And basically determined that the problem was that one of the chips on one of the circuits had failed. Now, obviously they can't exactly
repair it.
Yeah, it's several light days away, okay? However, they did find something they could do. They went and rewrote the entire code base for the probe from scratch to specifically bypass this chip. And then they sent it to Voyager 1, which then proceeded to come back online fully. I'd like to point out, this is over 50-year-old code they had to completely rewrite to bypass a chip. Alright? The only reason it's literally just assembly code, which is basically one step above a raw computer binary. Okay? It's really annoying code to work with. But it is still technically in use because it does have some advantages. But it's really impressive they managed to do this.
I mean, yeah.
And it's still working. Yeah, it's still working. It's a Voyager 1H. It's a 46-year-old spacecraft.
It's got a little bit of time.
Yeah. Yeah, it was, it's coming November, it started sending back gibberish, but now it's analyzed the gibberish, realized there was, diagnostic data in there, figured out what the problem was, rewrote the entire code base for the probe, sent it, and it came back online, which is cool as hell.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Yeah. So we can cross off, base off the list. Oh, we completely missed. We forgot. Jimmy, we're gonna start with some of the U stuff. Your new Poooter.
Oh, no, I said that before starting the stream.
Oh, okay. Okay. Which then next brings us to Mango Man.
What is
Mango Man's trial. Yeah. Mango Man's trial.
Is he finally going to freaking jail?
Maybe.
God, I hope so. I think most of us hopes so.
So, Mango Man is officially in court for some of his crimes. Specifically, he is in court in New York for felony tax crimes relating to falsified business records, relating to hush money payments to cover up an affair he had with a porn star.
You say this, me, and I just start sinking into my seat.
It's just it gets worse, but I'm not going to go any deeper to that. But it's so basically, like within days, like sorry, Dad just poked his head in. Before they could even start the trial, he was brought up for contempt of court for violating the gag order, which had to be updated several times to be like, no, you stop trying to circumvent it. So originally it was like just like the judge and like the jury members and the witnesses, like, no, you can't go off on their family members either, or this or that, or they blah 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 blah, so on and so forth. Gotten to the point where freaking like random congressmen and Speaker of the House have shown up outside the trial to say dumb shit on his behalf without actually being on his behalf. He got fined a whole bunch of money, but basically because it was the first time, but the first time he got brought on there was like 11 counts. Got fined the maximum amount, which like it's like $1,000 per time, and like the judge like, yeah, no, I'd charge you more if you could, because this is obviously nothing to you, Mr. I'm so rich. But anyway,
small loan of $1 million, man.
There's some speculation that he might have actually like wanted to go to jail for contempt of court to try and fundraise off of it.
Excuse me.
He's been like,
what?
Yeah, he's basically framed it as basically political persecution.
Oh my God.
Is how he's framed it to his voter base.
Because
like,
of course.
Yeah, obviously. Like, to be fair, there's like one or two things that have like a little bit like iffy on it, but it's generally just really above board. Like, if anything, they're giving him like too much leniency. Yeah, as of like the 23rd of April, he'd violated the gag order at least 10 times. The U.S. Secret Service officially begun speaking with the other relevant agencies about to properly handle the situation if he does get sent to jail, because yes, former presidents also get Secret Service protection. There was jury intimidation going on by the Donald and Fox News and congressmen and shit.
Because of course
like,
it's Fox News.
Yeah. Like actually, like one of the like original like witness jury members asked to be taken off the jury due to jury intimidation. Yeah. Also, the other thing as well, which as far as I'm aware, nothing's actually come of this, but he has been convicted of contempt of court, which does technically violate his pre-trial release conditions in several of his other cases. Which means, in theory, he should be put in prison for put in jail for violating pre-trial release conditions, but he hasn't. It's just been, there's so much nonsense related to it coming out. It's just, I got tired of putting it in the idea because there's so much stupid nonsense. Constantly trying to, people like, no, this isn't right, I mistrial, but basically just throwing every stupid ass nonsense out the wall they could.
Baby tantrums?
Basically. He fell asleep. He fell asleep at the trial multiple times.
I mean, he is an old man.
Also, his primary thing that he does to sling mud at his main political opponent is that they fall asleep.
Ah.
There was some guy who self-immolated in front of the courthouse.
What?
Yeah, some Trump supporter self-immolated in front of the courthouse.
I'm sorry, I shouldn't be laughing, but it's just ridiculous.
Exactly.
Why?
Why?
Political I don't fucking know. Hold on, let me double check this.
Huh? You feel me? Huh?
Let's see. What's a good one for this? BBC News. That's a good one. A man has set himself on fire outside the court in Manhattan where former President Donald Trump's hush money trial is being held. The man doused himself in a liquid before throwing conspiracy theory pamphlets into the air, police said. His motive is when was this published? This is from the 19th of April.
I was about to. I was thinking you were going to say from like the 1990s.
No. Emergency officials said the court security had not been breached in the incident. Blah blah blah. The man had lit himself on fire. He's a Florida man.
To surprise of absolutely nobody. Thank you.
Propaganda paged pamphlets regarding a conspiracy theory.
It's a conspiracy.
Yeah. Police outside, because a big police bus, rapidly ran for fire extinguishers. Carried away on a stretcher, badly burnt. Taken to a hospital burn center in critical condition. I'm pretty sure he survived.
Honestly, wish it didn't.
One of the witnesses told reporters, it took me like 20 seconds to figure out what was even going on. Yeah. Three NYPD officers and one court officer had minor injuries after helping to extinguish the blaze. There's a picture of the guy holding up a sign on the article saying Trump is with Biden and they're about to fascist coup us. But I don't fucking know what's going on. Where's a more recent one? Oh no, the man died. Updated article, man's dead.
You know what? He gets what he fucking deserves, I'm gonna be honest with you.
April 23rd. Here's the most recent one from NBC News. Blah blah blah. It's just conspiracy nut basically, from what I'm reading.
I'll never understand these people that it's just like, it's a conspiracy.
Not even, from my understanding, it's not even like he was a hardcore Trump supporter. I don't even know what the fuck's going on with that. Anyway. Moving on from that, I haven't seen too much else related to it, other than just him continuing to just take big L's in the courtroom.
Because, yes.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm surprised he's still trying to do all this shit. Like, what kind of ego does this man have to continue doing this kind of shit, you know? At one point you have to think, like, you should probably stop or your fucking grandchildren are going to be paying for this. You know?
The thing is, also, is like, it's just so much nonsense. It's like, actually just like kind of spend more time like on him and his nonsense. One of the other things that's in here somewhere is, so I think it was Maryland Yeah, the Maryland finally got around to having their like Republican primary, which is closed, just members of the party who should be our candidate for president. All right.
Yeah.
Donald Trump's literally the only person still running for the nomination. Okay. He still lost 20% of the vote. 20% of the vote still went to other people.
That's ridiculous.
All right. It's just so bad. Like, it's just such nonsense. It's so many of the things they're trying to do. Like they just like filed a lawsuit in Nevada to basically severely limit the ability to do mail-in voting, because reasons. Because they've come out against anti-mail-in voting because people they don't like tend to do mail-in voting. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Like deployed members of the military overseas, they tend to do mail-in voting.
You know, because that makes sense.
But also, you know, like the poor, minorities, the disabled, people they don't like,
Bruh.
and also members of the military, who apparently they also don't like. It's just so much just nonsense from that. Moving on, let's actually take a break from America and go over to, as mentioned, talk about the attempted assassination of the Prime Minister of Slovakia. I'm going Google. All right. What's a good news source for this? 10 hours ago from BBC News. Okay. Life is no longer in danger. All right. Slovakian Prime Minister Robert Fico's life is no longer in danger 4 days after he was shot in an assassination attempt. Shot 5 times in an assassination attempt, by the way.
Jesus Christ.
Hours of surgery since he was shot on Wednesday. Placed in jail. The alleged assailant, who has not been formally named, but widely identified as 71-year-old man.
Oh, that's 71?
Yeah, 71-year-old assassin. Local media describes him as a poet who has been involved in political organizations with various ideologies. The Prime Minister suffered 4 gunshot wounds, 2 light, 1 medium, and 1 serious. Okay. One of them, I guess it was 4, not 5. Yeah. Was shot at close range as he was greeting supporters after the government meeting in the small town. If one of the shots was just a few centimeters high, it would have hit the Prime Minister's liver.
Ow.
Yeah. Blah, blah. Political climate in the country has since turned particularly hostile, although the division date back to at least 2018, when a journalist investigating high-level corruption claims was murdered. This current PM was forced to step down then, amid giant protests, though was later re-elected on a platform that includes promise to end military aid to Kyiv and veto Ukraine's NATO ambitions, as well as other talks more reminiscent of Moscow than Brussels. Because yeah, that's the other thing that's like confusing. It's like it's not like this is like Russia trying to do it, because this guy's a generally pro-Russia politician. So it's not like it was like Russia organizing it. It's not like it's like America organizing it, because then it wouldn't be attempted. It wouldn't be so obvious. Let's be real. Then it's like, was it just like some guy acting on his own? Like, what's going on here? Was it like someone trying to Franz Ferdinand him? I don't fucking know. It's just everyone's like, what the hell? Because nobody knows what the hell's going on. It's like Slovakian politics, apparently the two main parties are blaming each other. It's a mess. It's like, the fuck's going on? Nobody's sure. Man got shot.
Man got shot.
Back to America though. Elon Musk. Elongated muskrat. And the Cybertruck. Starting just with Elon though. starting just with Elon as I scroll way back up in the idea box. All right. So apparently Tesla has canceled their project for a cheap mass market car to focus on robo-taxis. I was more saying that. Did we ever talk about Mexico's embassy getting raided in Ecuador? Did we talk about that? Alright, we'll need to talk about that after this. Because... did we talk? I don't know. I swear we talked about that.
Sure we didn't, though.
I don't know. We'll talk about it after this. Elon Musk is apparently getting in court in Brazil. Hold on, I'm doing the idea box management. I think the solar eclipse happened. Don't need to talk about that. Elon Musk got sued again somewhere else. And showed up in court seemingly with no idea what the hell's even going on. Like, he wasn't even sure which person was the one suing him. Anyway, on to the Cybertruck. The Cybertruck.
The Cybertruck.
Oh my god. So, the big news with the Cybertruck is that every single Cybertruck has been recalled already.
As they should.
Because what it was is there's a cosmetic panel on the accelerator pedal, which would come off and get stuck under some of the bodywork, basically locking the accelerator fully on.
Well, that's not dangerous at all.
Yeah, no. Luckily, because it's all drive-by-wire, if you apply the brakes, it overrides it, but still. Also, the recall gives us the total number of Cybertrucks, which is less than 4,000.
Does not surprise me at all.
Also of note is the recall is likely to be ignored by many Tesla owners, because apparently the word recall is a term Tesla uses anytime Tesla needs to issue software patches, meaning people have become numb to the Tesla fans have become numb to the term. The brake plates on it are just confusing as all hell. We've gone over some of just the shitty design stuff, but another question was how the fuck are you supposed to get someone out of it if it loses power?
You don't.
Yeah, because it's got the fucking armored glass that's super hard to break through. The doors are made of just fucking steel, and it doesn't have external door handles. So
What?
even if it's unlocked, if it loses power, you cannot open it.
That makes no sense.
So they basically need to bring in like demolition equipment to get it open. Like I've seen a video of someone like using the standard like emergency window breaking tools on it, and it just doesn't break the glass. It's just so bad. It's so bad. It's like no. Nuh-uh.
The fucking mean nuh-uh. Nuh-uh.
Alright, Elon Musk apparently mentioned charging fees to tweet again. Because fucking stupid. Anything else from Elon in here? I think that's the last of the actual Elon stuff in the idea box. Yeah, I think that's all the Elon stuff. So do we want to go to general U.S. political bullshittery or the Middle East?
Let's go Middle East. We've been in the U.S. for a while.
Alright, the Middle East. It's been a while. Alright, scroll back up the idea box. There were multiple. Let's see, the IDF a while back conducted multiple drone strikes on an aid convoy in Gaza. There was the Israel drone struck an aid convoy. Well done. Multiple times. There was their airstrike on a building next to the Iranian embassy in Syria that led to their whole standoff there. Scrolling. Yeah, there was the whole Iran-Israel nonsense that was just that whole tension. Iran fired one of the largest drone salvos in history, which accomplished basically nothing, other than costing a whole bunch of money to get shot down. Russia officially backed Iran because that'll go well for them. Because the nation struggling against mostly Soviet vintage tech will do well against a country that operates F-35s. And, Iron Dome. Just the whole... Israel's gone into Rafah again, which is, they said they wouldn't, but, they've done it anyway, because, that'll definitely turn out well. The USA vetoed Palestine's bid for UN membership. The US set up like a pier to try and get more aid into Gaza. It's just so much nonsense. Honestly, I'm tired of it. Oh, here we go. The International Criminal Court is reportedly considering issuing arrest warrants for high-ranking officials in the Israeli government over the Gaza conflict, which the US is reportedly trying to intervene to stop. Reminder, neither the US or the State of Israel is a member of the International Criminal Court. In fact, the US has a law on the books stating that the president has authorization to invade the Netherlands to get any US citizens who are being held at The Hague.
What?
Israel has reportedly threatened retribution against the Palestinian Authority should the ICC issue arrest warrants. Which, reminder, Palestine's not a member of the ICC because Palestine's not a member of the UN, because America vetoed their ascension to it. It's just nonsense, because there's the whole isn't genocide. There's just fucking more nonsense. The US Congress legally redefined anti-Semitism in a stupid-ass way. That's, like, literally just nonsense. Let me find an article on this. Alright, it's the... Alright, the House passed it anyway. So it's specifically for how, like, universities would adopt. It's a specific definition that, would mandate, adopt the broad definition of anti-Semitism used by this group, and intergovernmental group defines anti-Semitism as, quote, certain perceptions of Jews which may or may not be experienced as hatred towards Jews, as rhetoric and physical manifestations, include things such as calling for the killing and harming Jews. Yeah, it makes sense. And holding Jews collective responsible for acts taken by Israel. Alright. That's not the thing I read. The point is, it's a stupid ass redefinition that's like conflating like Israel with Jews and whatever, even though they're different. It's nonsense. Anyway, moving on. Moving on, I think out of the Middle East, because we're just blitzing through it. Alright, general US political bullshittery time. Alright. Cross this off the list. Alright. Rolling back up. Alright. So, let's start off at the top. There was some bill in Congress about nonsense gun control that won't actually do anything aside from making life harder for no reason. Where they've made up this term, which is a zombie gun. Now, I would like both of you to try and take a guess. What the hell does that even mean?
Someone using the gun of a dead man to commit a crime?
But what do you think the term zombie gun means?
I think that someone who had passed away somehow fired a firearm or something.
Both of those make more sense than what it actually is.
Oh, brother.
What it is it's what's known as a parts kit.
What?
Which is what it is it's someone takes a gun, demills it, makes it non-functional, and then imports it as basically it's just a bunch of parts that then gets reassembled by a professional, and then has to then be re-registered as a now reassembled gun. It's basically they take it apart, make it non-functional in a specific way that requires like significant complex reassembly. Like it's not like it's just been taken apart. It's like it's been cut to pieces, literally. Like it has to be welded back together, kind of things. All right.
So it's like a Frankenstein gun?
No, it's literally it's like you take the AK-47, all right, for example.
Yeah.
You disassemble it, and then a few key parts you need to cut into multiple pieces. All right. Box that up, and that can be imported as a parts kit, which then professionals and people who know what they're doing can then buy that parts kit, take it out of the box, put it back together with gunsmithing tools, and reassemble and then register it as a gun. Right? Am I making sense?
Somewhat.
It's what it mainly is it's like collectors who want to go and get I want to add to my collection a vintage Romanian built AK-47, or I want to get this gun from this period that was built in like Czechoslovakia, or this, that, or that. It's foreign built, imported, like collector's items, basically. It's basically this whole thing's framed as like people trying to skirt gun regulations. No, it's people complying with the regulations. It's not like these are the kinds of if someone's gonna go to the trouble of doing all of this, they're not gonna use it to commit a crime. If they want to go get like a big rifle to go commit crime, they're not gonna go to all the trouble of importing a parts kit and reassembling it. No, they're gonna go down to Walmart or whatever and buy an AR-15. It's complete nonsense. It's just people who don't know what the fuck they're talking about, making laws that don't really do anything but make it harder for people to do things that they want that's entirely illegal. Next U.S. political bullshittery. Actually, we're gonna step away from U.S. political bullshitteries before I forget again. The storming of the Mexican embassy in Ecuador.
Yeah, what the fuck happened?
So, context. Ecuador had there was some guy that they wanted to arrest who had sought shelter in the Mexican embassy and was trying to claim asylum for persecution or whatever. Ecuador decided fuck that and stormed the Mexican embassy to arrest him. Which, for context of how much of a no-no this is, America doesn't do this shit. Like, there have been people hiding in embassies that America wants, and America, there was like some guy in like an embassy in London who America wanted, and America sat outside the embassy for a year waiting for the guy to come out.
Isn't that the CIA guy thing?
I don't even remember who it was, but it was some. I think it was like someone related to like WikiLeaks or something. Like, yeah, Ecuador stormed the Mexican embassy to do this, which is huge no. You don't do that. Like, basically everyone's like, the fuck did you just do? No, you didn't. Like, Mexico fully just pulled their embassy out of Ecuador altogether.
Fair enough, honestly.
Yeah, it's like they cut off diplomatic relations. This is not a thing you do. You don't do this. Also, the guy they went in to arrest, almost immediately, quote unquote, died of an overdose in a maximum security prison.
Sure thing.
Yeah. So just
Big red lights.
Yeah, big no. Just you don't do that. Anyway, back to U.S. political bullshittery. From a couple months back, a Team Red politician from Kansas came out publicly and stated that they're in favor of lead water pipes for drinking water.
No. No,
Yeah!
don't do that.
Yeah, it's literally, it's like the current federal government came in. The current administration's like, yo, we're thinking of giving a bunch of money to help y'all replace all your old lead pipes, and he's like, this is fucking stupid.
No, you're fucking stupid.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
It's literally, it's just be like, the current administration is of the other party, so I have to oppose it. Levels of bullshit. We mentioned that already.
Can I say this as
Yes.
a lot of to the surprise of absolutely nobody?
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. Florida has followed Utah's lead and has had to restructure their book ban law after the Bible gets pulled, as well as some dictionaries and thesaurus.
Wow.
According to an anti-book ban group, 72% of books pulled from U.S. school libraries were pulled just in Florida in the last year.
That's a lot of books.
Yeah. Because it's quote-unquote inappropriate material, and the Bible qualifies under the rules, because there's some really stuff in the Bible, I swear to God. Hunter Biden, son of President Joe Biden, is suing Fox News for defamation. Because of their role in running a whole bunch of stories to try and, like, make him look bad, to make the president look bad, even though there's, like, fucking nothing of actual substance in there. And, like, yeah, he's, like, in court for stuff, and it's, like, a minor drug crime and, like, a minor gun crime. Which is stuff that, you know, normally Fox, like, this is stupid. There's been stuff going back and forth from Team Red about a motion to vacate the seat of the Speaker of the House again, which is their own seat, and this would have been the second time this would have happened in 6 months. Well, actually, no, it's slightly more than 6 months.
See?
But it's just nonsense. It hasn't actually happened yet, but it's been going on and on. Then we have Ronnie D, Florida man in charge of Florida. Yes.
Ronnie D of Florida.
Yeah. So one of the things he did a while back, for the context for this one, is as a political stunt, he got a whole bunch of migrants and flew them to the island of Martha's Vineyard as a political stunt. Which is a island in the northeastern U.S., south of Cape Cod in Massachusetts, known for being a popular, affluent summer colony.
It's rich people land. And basically, he threw them up there to be like, oh, it's their problem now, Lamau. Only for the people that would be like, really helpful and like try and help them out. Because turns out, you're allowed to have empathy and not just be poor. But the thing is, this backfired on him even further. Because now all of those people that he flew up there have legal status to live and work in the United States for a while, because they are now considered victims/witnesses of a crime pending investigation over what he did.
Lamau.
Well fucking done, bozo.
Lamau.
Task failed
Sucks.
horribly. Not even success, just task failed really bad. You've had, as mentioned, a lot of the Team Red politicians showing up at the Trump trial to call it bullshit.
Because of course.
Yeah, Jimmy, you put in here the picture of Joe Biden.
Oh yeah, I don't remember. This
big
was
letter L.
This was like I was just scrolling Twitter and it is the actual account of Joe Biden handing an L because of some kind of, and I just had to share it. It's just it is the actual legitimate account. Oh yeah, okay.
It's like the version of like how like last year he like at some speech or whatever referenced the Dark Brandon meme.
Left, Trump saying in 2020 that the stock market will crash if Biden is elected. Right, the DOW hitting 40,000 for the first time ever in history today.
Yeah.
And it's just Joe Biden handing an L.
Yeah. The Dow is one of the major stock tracking metrics that the U.S. uses for the New York Stock Exchange. Yeah. Because it turns out the economy is actually doing very well under him.
It is. I just found it really funny.
Yeah.
The image from Joe Biden himself.
Go ahead and put it on stream. It's Joe Biden in a Dairy Cream holding an ice cream in one hand and a letter L in the other hand that he's handing to the camera.
Yeah, sure. I'll share it.
Also, for another like hilarious thing that literally happened yesterday, Trump's former lawyer got absolutely annihilated on Twitter. Like full on rip bozo levels of just he was at like I think he was at his birthday party in Florida. He basically made a tweet basically making fun of the Arizona Attorney General. Which then within an hour, agents from the Arizona Attorney General showed up and delivered and served him papers saying, "Yo, you got to show up in court, bozo." To which the Arizona Attorney General proceeded to ratio him. Then this guy deleted the post, to which the Arizona Attorney General responded by posting a screenshot of the post. Basically saying, Lamau! And a whole bunch of people calling out, oh, they're wasting time. Arizona's got so much crime. Why are they wasting time on this? Like, first of all, they're handing someone a criminal indictment because they're a criminal. And also, Arizona's crime is at an all-time low. The fuck are you talking about? So yeah, just Lamau from there. Moving on to gaming news.
Alright, what gaming news we got? Apart from, Helldivers nearly crashing and burning.
Yeah. So I'm gonna scroll to do this properly. Let's see. There was a Splatoon thing that me and Ed put here related to the Wii U server.
Oh yeah, there's still. I'm pretty sure there's still someone in Nintendo servers.
Yeah.
Don't forget to mention was Rudy Giuliani was also famously famous for being the mayor of New York during 9/11. Oof. Oof.
Yeah. Yeah. There's the Wii U stuff. We can talk about Boeing. We'll get to Boeing. Yeah. So first things first. Sony Corporate and Helldivers 2. So, story for this one is when Helldivers 2 launched, to ease pressure on the servers, they disabled a requirement to link to a PlayStation Network account. Well, Sony Corporate came in and said, alright, it's been a while, we'll re-implement that. And everyone's fucking like, the fuck you mean? Because, for starters, Sony Corporate just wants your fucking data. And second of all, they're known for getting leaks from that data all the time.
Yeah, they're known for getting hacked.
Yeah. Which then led to the community fucking rioting, and then, and also, PlayStation Network's not available in, like, most of the countries in the world, so,
Yeah, guess what? A lot of players that were not, like Japan, for example, don't really get PSN, so they can't really play Helldivers.
yeah. But they walked back on this, for a variety of reasons. They put out an official statement, which I've collected several images for this, which I'm gonna put in the images channel. They put out an official statement which reads, Helldivers fans, we've heard your feedback on the Helldivers 2 account linking update. The May 6 update, which would have required Steam and PlayStation Network account linking for new players and current players beginning May 30th, will not be moving forward. We're still learning what's best for PC players, and your feedback has been invaluable. Thanks again for your continued support of Helldivers 2, and we'll keep you updated on future plans. For reference, in response to this, Helldivers 2 got review bombed to hell, which I'll mention again. But someone then made a parody of that post that PlayStation put out, which is this. Helldivers fans, Steam has issued refunds, and the EU contacted us about fraud charges. You won this round. For now. We're still learning how to rip you off legally, and we're not quite right where we want to be. Because, yeah, the EU had begun working on fraud charges for them over this, and Steam started refunding the game for people.
Yeah, like,
right?
people that had more than, the usual things when it comes to Steam. It's like more than I think it's like 20 hours or 2 weeks.
Yeah. Whatever the usual thing is. Which then also people made this meme as well. Which go ahead and put this one on the stream. It's the putting on glasses meme.
Alright, goodbye, Biden.
There's a lot of memes from this. It's just their stock price tanked, so. I'm just taking the memes that I've stockpiled and I am posting them in images for Jimmy-The-Hedgehog, basically. Which then culminated in one of the best bits, though. At one of the things that is mentioned in the idea box is, let me find exactly what the exact post said, because it was Twitter. Like, for context on like how much the community was united on this being bullshit, the community manager of Helldivers said, "Yeah, review bomb the game. This is stupid."
Oh, by the way, the community manager got fucking.
Yeah, he ended up getting fired, which is the meme is like it's the gaming equivalent of Jesus dying on the cross.
Careful, he's a hero.
Yeah. To which then we have this post. Jimmy, take a selection of some of the stuff that's in there. It's the Twitter post of the community manager saying, also, the accidental cape design is pretty cool. It is a picture of a Steam review graph. To which someone responds, please tell me this will be a thing. To which they say, the team is talking about a good name for it now, which then gets better. Because I have here a screenshot of the actual cape design that got made from the Steam review chart.
Goes to war with $1 billion company.
Oh boy.
They actually turned the Steam review chart into a cape for the game, which unironically is a really good cape design.
Yep.
There were lots of these, and it's just hilarious. because it's Sony decided to go back on their stupid ass decision after a bunch of countries started fraud investigations and Steam started doing refunds and all that stuff. Even in the idea box, the community manager got fired, and it's just labeled the video game equivalent of Jesus dying for our sins. The Helldivers 2 community manager has reportedly been fired after encouraging players to review bomb the game. It's just, we did it, boys.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
Yeah. This is like the greatest success of a community winning against the corporate overlords since World of Warcraft Classic.
Huh?
Which is that was basically the community bullied Blizzard into re-releasing servers that are like the original version of World of Warcraft without all the DLCs.
Without the expansions.
Because they didn't like the expansions, and they eventually bullied the developers into doing it.
You know the funny thing? There's still like World of Warcraft Classic. You have Classic, but then you have Classic, and right now it's in fucking like Cataclysm.
Yeah, they've done multiple retro servers since because they were so popular.
Like they're redoing the expansions again under the brand of Classic, which I find really funny.
And then we have Electronic Arts is at it again, boys.
To the price of
Yeah.
I'm going to put a "Don't make me tap the sign" image and just plaster it on the Roomba thought images like permanently. Don't make me tap the sign to the surprise of absolutely nobody.
So Electronic Arts is reportedly prototyping in-game advertisements.
Oh, right. I forgot about that.
Now, there's two ways this could be done. There's the good way and there's the cringe way. You've got the cringe way where it's like there's a section on the main menu where they've got ads. Or in-game, where it's like freaking Ready Player One, where they're filling up your game view with ads. Or there's the potentially kind of interesting way, which actually could be kind of nice. Which is like if, for example, it's not FIFA anymore because they lost the title for that, but they're soccer games, right?
Yeah.
They could do the thing where they have around the edge of the soccer field, like how they have in stadiums where they've got ads. They could sell that as actual ad space. And have people design actually real looking soccer stadium ads to put in the virtual soccer stadium. That could be genuinely interesting. And honestly, if they did that, I don't think anyone would really mind if they did that.
But let's be honest, they're not.
That's not what they're going to do, though. They're going to put it on the main menu. Or have it be a thing imagine GTA, you're driving through the GTA world, and you've got the GTA billboards with our actual ad space. If it's actual serious in-universe properly integrated ads, I don't think anyone would really mind.
Yeah,
but they're not going to do that.
Well, when they, shit, for example, in Need for Speed, the old Need for Speed games, you could just randomly walk up upon a Burger King.
Yeah, or it's have any racing game where they've got the ads around the racetrack, instead of them being generic or ads to other things from the developers or publishers, have them be actual ad space, which then can help get you money to help sustain the servers, meaning you don't need to have as toxic microtransactions.
Right,
but it's EA, they're gonna have toxic microtransactions on top of this.
Be right back. I'll be right back.
Alright.
Yeah, just you and me then, Nate.
Yep, which brings us to Team Fortress 2.
Yes. So, recently, a couple of days ago, someone who had taken care of a previous group of bugs, which we know is the Omacentric or something like that, found a link that was responsible to get rid of the bots run by Omacentric, essentially killing off most of the bots. It turns out, a couple of days ago, that the same person sent a link to someone who works at TF2 and Valve and the like to another group known as I believe it was called Cathook or something. Essentially, it was a GitHub page that was sent to the team at Valve, and Valve made sure to make that page go 404, essentially killing off another group of bot hosting. So, yeah, that's some good news there, which means that we will have some time that bots won't come in, or at the very least that it will be a little better. That being said, I haven't played the game myself yet, so I have to figure out if the bots are truly gone or if I still see them from time to time. And I've also heard some rumors that another Save TF2 campaign might come up again if bots are still going to run rogue. For context as to what that was, I'm not sure if you know what that was, Meath, but just for the sake of making sure every base is covered, 2 years ago on May 26th, there was a giant campaign for people that play TF2 to essentially use the hashtag
save
and
TF2.
yeah, they used to basically share with Valve like, oh, this is why we love playing the game, but we cannot make those memories anymore because we just cannot play the game. And then the official TF2 Twitter had posted saying that, oh yeah, we hear you. Which, as it turns out, was nothing but a blatant lie.
Well, they did a few patches that did make it a bit better, but still.
Yeah, but not enough for it to be playable, which was the main concern.
Yeah. Then again, there's also the fact that I'm pretty sure there was recently the data came out that like over half of like TF2's actual player base is like trade bots playing the in-game economy.
Mm-hmm. But there are still some people who just play the game.
Yeah.
So
I mean, there's still obviously a lot of people who actually like play the game.
yeah, and they couldn't
still a
because
good
of the
game.
bots.
You just need to be able to find a game that actually works.
That didn't have bots because
Yeah.
it's not fun to play a game where you just walk out of spawn and immediately get headshot.
And then get vote kicked.
That too.
It's just it's nonsense, and it's sad. It really is sad.
Yeah, it is.
TF2 has gotten to, but like,
I've got to be real here. If it's up to the community to do something like this, I am genuinely appalled because Valve being a multi-dollar company, multi-billionaire, I feel like they should be able to fix something so small as this.
yeah. Oh, I'm scrolling through the video. I just realized I missed a couple of the small U.S. political things. Let's see. We've got the town of New Bern, Alabama, which has gone without an election for 60 years. Because that makes sure that the minority, that the people of color can't get in power. Thanks, Alabama. Very cool. Florida has followed Texas's lead and banned mandatory water breaks for workers, as well as mandatory shade. Meaning local jurisdictions aren't allowed to implement mandatory water breaks because that really speaks to being for the people. We're making it so that local jurisdictions do not have the authority to mandate that you have the right to drink water while working outdoors in the summer in Florida.
Hold on, wait, I just came back. What did you just say?
Florida has followed Texas's lead and banned mandatory water breaks. Meaning
Are
local
they
jurisdictions
idiots?
Florida. No, they're corporate shills.
Also that.
Yeah, it's nothing says we are for you, the electorate, the working class people of America, like saying your local jurisdiction cannot mandate that your boss gives you time to drink water while working outdoors in Florida in the summer.
Or fucking Texas too. It's
Yeah,
not
or
like,
Texas,
also
too.
really fucking hot. Anyway,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go have dinner. I don't really want to take too long. Like, I'll be back in 5-10 minutes tops.
Alright.
If you two want to keep
Uh,
talking, feel free.
yeah. We're on to like the small fun things because we did the gaming news. Alright. So, to the small shenaniganry.
Yes.
Alright, I'm gonna put off the World Bowl Art Association. We'll get back to that because I want to show Jimmy that. 'Cause that's hilarious.
Yes, that's good. That's
So,
good.
let's talk about a funny goof that Canada did.
Oh boy, what did they
Specifically
do?
one Canadian. Uh, so, fun fact, there is an error on the Japanese copy of the Japanese Instrument of Surrender that ended World War II.
Mm-hmm.
Because the Canadian delegate signed on the wrong line, forcing everyone to sign one line lower, and ultimately the person from New Zealand to sign in the margin.
Oh boy.
It's just, hilarious. Also, that's like the only thing on that guy's Wikipedia page is that, basically. I'm gonna hold off Red Lobster because Jimmy has a reaction to that. So actually, should we do Boeing? Should we do other small things first?
I mean, I feel like if you want to do the thing for Jimmy, you just gotta wait for that
Yeah,
because
which is why I'm skipping it to come back to it.
Yeah.
See here. Scrolling. Alright. That time the heir apparent of North Korea got arrested in Japan trying to go to Disneyland Tokyo.
What?
So this was in 2001. Kim Jong-nam, eldest son of North Korean leader Kim Jong-il, in 2001 was arrested in Japan for entering the country with false papers because he'd wanted to go to Disneyland Tokyo. This caused him to fall out of favor with his father due to the embarrassment this caused the North Korean regime.
Bless you. Bless you.
I would like to point out that this led to, in 2003, he got exiled from North Korea over this. Alright? Which cleared the way for his half-brother Kim Jong-un to rise to power after Kim Jong-il's death. It's just... Man is the heir apparent to a country and loses that title because he got arrested for trying to go to Disneyland under false papers.
My God.
It's like, oh my god. This is like I learned of this it was like a section, it was a thing talking about times like various of the like communist and communist leaders like gone to like the West and gotten enamored by something in the West, like Marshal Zhukov, the Soviet Union, got Coca-Cola to make him uncolored clear Coke in vodka bottles, so he could drink Coke in the Soviet Union without suspicion. There's a Wikipedia page on this. White Coke Wikipedia page. White Coke, or colorless Coca-Cola, was a clear variant of Coca-Cola produced in the 1940s at the request of Marshal of the Soviet Union, Georgy Zhukov. Like other clear colas, it has the same flavor as the original, virtually unchanged by the absence of the coloring. Zhukov was introduced to Coca-Cola during or shortly after World War II by his counterparts in Western Europe, Dwight D. Eisenhower, who was also a fan of the drink. Coca-Cola was regarded in the Soviet Union as a symbol of American imperialism. Zhukov was apparently reluctant to be photographed with or reported as consuming such a product, or scared of it, probably. Zhukov later asked whether Coca-Cola could manufacture package it to resemble vodka. made the inquiry through General Clark, the U.S. Sector Command of Allied Occupied Australia. What? No, Allied Occupied Austria. Passed the request to President Truman, who contacted the chairman of the board of Coca-Cola's exports, and went through with it. Yeah, it's not a very long Wikipedia article, but it's hilarious. This ultimately led to a relaxation on the regulations imposed by the occupying powers in Austria at the time. Coca-Cola supplied products were required to transit the Soviet occupation zone, being transported. Blah blah blah. Basically, helped Coca-Cola get into the Soviet market stuff. There's also Coca-Cola Clear and Crystal Pepsi. Also, one of the other things that I mentioned for EA actually was what was the exact page called?
Hi, Andy. Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Welcome
Jimmy.
back.
Welcome back as well. I am back. Yes. did I cut your train of thought?
No, you came right at the end of it as I was changing it. So I was changing back to a different Wikipedia page, going back to Electronic Arts for a second. There's a Wikipedia page titled "Criticism of Electronic Arts." It's actually a fairly long Wikipedia page. I'm just gonna go for the headlines. All right, studio acquisitions and closures, treatment of employees, game quality, sports licensing and exclusivity, consumerist rating as quote worst company in America. Loot box. There's an entire segment on the loot boxes.
Oh,
Yeah. Oh my god. Oh, it's glorious.
Let's be honest. Is it surprising?
No.
nope.
Anyway, scrolling back up though for some of the small fun things that I wanted you to be here for, Jimmy.
I am back. Yes.
Red Lobster.
Yes.
The American restaurant chain Red Lobster is reportedly potentially facing bankruptcy after losing $11 million on an endless shrimp promotion because American gluttony knows no bounds. In all seriousness, though, it's probably not actually because of the endless shrimp promotion. It's just correlation that it happened immediately after this, because it seems they've had a history of poor financial decision problems for a while. But let's be real, it's a lot funnier if Americans managed to eat a restaurant chain out of business.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Moving on from that.
Oh yeah.
to
Okay.
the
Can I?
bowling-
Okay.
Oh,
I
Go ahead, Jim.
I need to just talk about this for a moment because I was talking it with my mother this afternoon while she was cutting my hair, which I hate, by the way. I hate having short hair. I've said this a million times. I look like a fucking idiot, more than I already am. But that's besides the point. Anyway, my mom likes to watch crime shows.
Okay.
More the line of like crime documentaries and crime series, but we're watching a show about this murderer called El Asesino de la Baraja, which basically he killed people with a pistol, and he left a card from like a playing card, but a Spanish playing card, and it said like sentenced to 142 years, but it's actually 25, which for some reason in Spain, there is some kind of restriction on this kind of thing, because if I recall correctly from having talked this years back, prison in Spain, it's not like in America where it's like to punish people. It's like to make people try to go back into...
It's actually to try and make people reform them and
yeah,
not
exactly.
just lock them up.
The thing is, some of these people deserve to be locked up. Like this
If
person...
you're not in a reform-based system, if you're not reformed, they shouldn't let you out.
No, the thing is, they do let you out.
They shouldn't.
Yeah, that's the thing. They shouldn't, but they do. And it's just like, a combination of just poor ideas. And it's like 142 years for a person that has killed 10 people. You know, like, it's how do you call it in America? Life sentence? That
Yeah.
should be a thing in most countries, if not all, because, you know, if you kill that many people, you should not be allowed to go back into the public masses.
Mhm.
You should be locked up for life, because you are not feasibly capable of living with other human beings, and you should not be with other human beings. But I guess it's just a bunch of baloney. I guess that's the way I can say it. I don't understand why. It kind of, like, I was talking with my mom, and I'm like, it pisses me off. It, like, genuinely pisses me off that this kind of people can get away with such things. Basically scot-free. You know? Like, she was telling me this, like, yeah, it can be, like, it should be 25, but then they go, like, little, like, courses and shit like that, and then it's like, oh, you did this, we'll reduce your, penalty? Would that word work? Your penalty for, like, a year, 2 years, and it's like, why? But why would you do that? Why would you do any of that? Like, there are people that, yeah, okay, they commit a crime for whatever reason, and, you know, they can be reinserted back to society. Yes, there can be. But then there's people that should not go back to society because they're going to do the exact same thing again. And at that point, you really should just lock them up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which is, you know, what prison should be. To lock up the bad people, so the good people don't live in fear. You feel me?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, thank you. We can move on from this rant of mine.
Anyway, to Boeing. Alright, so as we've mentioned, I don't know if it's actually been mentioned in the thought before, but yeah, Boeing's had some issues recently, where they've had problems with some of their planes. I think the recent developments are so there was a Boeing 767-300 that had one of its externally stowed escape slides fall off the plane shortly after takeoff because a latch failed.
Uh-huh.
The escape slide then proceeded to wash up in front of the house of a lawyer whose firm is suing Boeing.
Well, that's convenient.
Yeah, it's just the posters captured. Captain, oh man, Boeing has definitely lost the mandate of heaven.
Well, that's convenient for the man if he's suing fucking Boeing.
Yeah. So far, 2 Boeing whistleblowers have turned up dead.
What? Okay, what is a whistleblower?
That's the person who comes from is like, yo, Boeing's doing some sus shit. They're not doing the things right. There's problems here.
Ah.
Like they're blowing the emergency whistle type thing.
Well, that's not suspicious at all.
Yeah. So the first one was found dead of a quote-unquote suicide in a motel parking lot in his truck.
Uh-huh. So
Of a
totally
gun
not.
shop.
So totally not a murder.
Yeah, it's like it was so blatantly, obviously suspicious that like even like the mainstream news articles were putting it in air quotes, the suicide in air quotes.
Because of
The
course
second guy, got like super sick and died in the hospital of illness.
So totally
But-
not poisoned.
Yeah, totally not poisoned. Or laced with actual. It's entirely possible this is like legitimate. He just happened to get sick and die.
Probably.
But at the same time, he is the second one.
Yeah.
And there are several other whistleblowers, and there have been many jokes about the Boeing hitman or the Boeing having the CIA gun that they used to make Epstein kill himself or whatever.
The what now?
That's a whole different story. Like the memes, the one with the memes with me. Hold on, I'm trying to find where I put it. Where is it? I think it's here. Yeah, here it is. Like to put in perspective of how much like people have been memeing on it, the official Twitter page for the Hitman video games got in on the memes. Because some Twitter account called Wall Street Silver with a Twitter checkmarks like Boeing Employee of the Year 2024, and it's the character from the Hitman game.
Yeah, Agent 24.
The official Hitman Twitter
Agent
response:
47.
work has been good lately. Jokes aside, if Agent 47 was involved, he would not make it so obvious.
True.
Which has then been complimented by Sniper TF2. Boeing's a good job, mate.
Oh my god.
We have the then we have this one. The pipe meme, where it's the Boeing money going into the Hitman department. Meanwhile, making good planes and shit is getting the drops.
Oh my god.
And then we have we've got a Harambe meme.
I'm gonna put the sniper one because I think it's the funniest one.
Harambe dog Gorgitha. From that meme, it's just like, oh my god, Boeing.
Yeah, Boeing,
He used
Boeing,
to be
Boeing.
good. He used to make good planes. Now you're just a mess.
What happened with Boeing exactly? Like, why is Boeing suddenly like shit? I am so bored.
Well, there's actually a story for that.
Oh.
So you see, there was this other Boeing's a company that makes planes. There used to be another company that makes planes called McDonnell Douglas. McDonnell Douglas ran into problems if they were prioritized profit over making good planes, and they fell apart and ended up having to do a merger with Boeing in order to do stuff.
Well, and I
Now-
can see where this is coming from.
Yeah, turns out a lot of the executives of McDonnell Douglas ended up being executives at Boeing, which leads to this here quote. The Boeing chief financial officer, a former McDonnell Douglas board member, said, quote, "When people say I changed the culture of Boeing, that was the intent, so that it's run like a business rather than a great engineering firm." End quote.
Just,
What?
bruh.
My response to that is, Boeing really did come off worse for the merger that deleted McDonnell Douglas from existence. It's just...
Bruh.
Bruh. Passenger aviation's already a duopoly.
Wait, it's Boeing and?
Airbus.
Ah, right.
It's just, oh my god. Anyway, unless you have anything else, I think we can end off with the World Bollard Association.
Sure.
Because that seems
Unless
like a good...
Bolt has something.
Walt, do you have anything?
Don't think so.
Alright. So this is the World Bollard Association.
That's a
World-
very funny name.
Bollard Association. So first of all, Jimmy, do you know what a bollard is?
And no idea.
Alright. So a bollard is... It's the They're a kind of protective device meant to protect buildings and shit from having cars run into them.
Oh,
All right.
okay.
So, what the World Bollard Association is well, they're a thing. They have a Twitter account, World Bollard Association at World Bollard, which contains, among other things, a collection of posts of idiots running into bollards.
Oh wait, okay. Bollards are like the okay. I think I know what you're talking about. I think I didn't register it because different languages go bird.
Yeah,
You're talking about like the pillar thing is on the floor,
that
right?
stop cars. Yeah,
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Then I know what you're talking about. Yeah. No.
Yeah.
I was confused. Like, okay, now that you explained it, yeah. No, that makes total sense. No, I know exactly what a bollard is. They're very annoying when you're walking. I'm gonna be honest. I don't like them. Sometimes I feel like they restrain.
Well, you know what's more annoying than bollards getting hit by cars?
I guess, yeah. I mean, you make a good point, yeah. Like, I get it for big cities, but for small towns, sometimes bollards take a good chunk of, like, walkway.
That just means the walkways are too small.
Yeah, probably. Funny saying that. At least we have walkways throughout the entire town and can walk from part of the town to other part of the town without needing a car.
Yep.
America be like.
And it's basically just, there's a Twitter page you can go to, but it's just a whole bunch of pictures of like, or gifs of like people embarrassing themselves on bollards. Not even all of them are cars. There's also one where it's like a guy running over like the flex posts or whatever, and then runs into a bollard and smacks his nuts.
What? Get in the
There's
ball.
yeah.
He's staying in the ball. Anyway. So what about the Boulder Association?
I just wanted to like take a moment to like Jimmy pull it up on the stream and like take a moment to laugh at some of the idiots.
I mean, yeah. I mean, yeah. There's a lot of idiots in the world, and a lot of them sadly are running politics.
Yep.
Like, how many, especially in the last decade, how many people that have been running the country have like put it in a worse position? Yes. The answer is yes.
Yeah.
Especially like we have two very good examples in America and Spain.
I feel like most countries have someone who's
No,
like, oh,
but
yeah,
like right now in this room, I don't know in the Netherlands, but I know for a fact Spain. Good lord, everyone wants this. Like, it feels like he treats politics as if it was some kind of twisted joke, where he just does whatever the fuck. Pedro Sánchez, our president, the president of Spain.
I cannot say that, no.
But like, yeah, no, it's like he is doing some really silly things, and it's just like, you're not helping the country. You're making us look like idiots. Which, sadly, is a very Spanish thing. Like, throughout the history, Spain has been one of the countries that have been fucking treated like shit the most. Let's be honest here. We've been memed on probably the most or second most.
I don't think so.
I mean, America's close, but I don't think any other country gets to the point of like... I guess. But like, the French are too prideful to admit it, you know? Spain's like, oh yeah, no, we're idiots and we're proud of him. Like, no! No, you shouldn't. Why?
Yeah, are we gonna pull up World Bollard Association, or are we gonna?
I mean, I
wrap
was
it up?
waiting for you to send any image. I don't
No,
really
I'm
have.
talking it's just like go open incognito browser and go to like Twitter and be like, "Yo, World Bollard Association, what funny shit's here?"
Okay, Bullard.
Because most of it's like video clips, and that doesn't get copied and sent well.
World Bullard. I'm gonna put World Bullard. World Bullard Association. Ah, I'm gonna follow this account because I immediately. Okay, we're immediately starting with this. Okay, I forgot. Okay, okay, immediately. Yeah, no. Okay, I'm not going incognito. I was on Twitter. Patience is a virtue.
It's the Bollard hasn't gone down all the way, and they hit it, and oops.
Wait for it. Wait for it. Oh, that's a nasty piece of work.
Oil. Bollard test.
It looks like they're eating it.
Yeah.
Ah, oops. Oops.
Bullied.
Polar versus a BMW, the aftermath. Oh God. I would tell you to fed more bollards. Oh.
Also, like half the stuff is also just